teaching on this.
I'm live. Okay, there we go. We good.
Good?
Yeah.
All right. How the camera? Good angle?
Yeah, I'm about to fix it right now.
Bring it a little closer if you need to.
Con.
Seems like a noisy day.
Con. Call to
Right,
what?
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to say call halayim.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
And a sincere double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. With that being said, what you're looking at once again are the true prophets ordained by Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, the true Israelites, being so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, coming out again on the highways and byways to usher in the second coming of our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai, also to talk about the downfall of Babylon the Great, because that's exactly what's happening in these end times right now. If you didn't know, we definitely are living in the end days. There's so many prophecies happening around the globe that the Bible said will be happening all at once in these end days, and that's why it's very, very important to watch as well as pray like the scriptures say. Let's start off in Luke 21, and I think that's around 36. 21 around 36. The Lord gave us an admonishment on what we should be doing in these end days, on the real way how to prepare ourselves. All right, it's not preparation physically in the flesh. It's not by going out here and learning all the goddamn martial arts that you can do. It's not going out here to the gun range and things like that. We spiritually prepare ourselves for the coming of the day of the Lord. Let's grab that. Yeah, Luke 21, I believe around 36.
Book of St. Luke, chapter 21, verse 36. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all the things that shall...
Let's start at verse 34.
St. Luke, chapter 21, verse 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares.
Yeah, so our job is to remain circumspect. Our job is to remain diligently watching for the signs that the Lord gave us. It said, unless the day come upon you unaware, meaning unknowingly. Unless that day come upon you unknowingly. What does it mean by that day? It's not talking about some random day where people just get caught up and disappear into the clouds. No. It's talking about Jacob's trouble. That's what it means by that day. So you're not going to get that description from the Christian church, because they're teaching some kind of magical rapture, some kind of fairy tale rapture where you're just laying in bed and all of a sudden you just disappear. Everybody around you just disappears like that one Simpsons episode. No. Now there will be some kind of a rapture, but not the form of a salvation that the Christian church preaches. Before that salvation occurs, we're going to have a time of trouble. And the Lord is admonishing us right now. He says, look, watch, pray, make sure you're right, make sure you're on point. Unless the cares of this world is going to be the thing that catches you off guard. It's going to be the thing that makes it so that when Jacob's trouble comes, you're confused. That shouldn't be us. Keep going.
Verse 35. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth.
Yeah, it's going to come as a snare, meaning a trap. It says on all them that dwell on the face of the earth. So we have to hear this and we have to read it and say, damn, I don't want that to be me. Because it's not going to be a snare to the entire world, no. That's why it's important to go precept upon precept, line upon line, like it says. Here a little, and then you jump to there a little. Now, when you read in the book of 2 Thessalonians, it says that we are the children of light. As a matter of fact, it's first, I believe. We're the children of the light, of the day, not of the darkness, meaning we have the knowledge. That day is not going to come upon us unaware. God, you get it?
1 Thessalonians 5 and 4. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief.
Right, so is the Bible now contradicting itself? Because in the book of Luke, it says it's going to come as a snare upon the entire world. But in First Thessalonians, it says, look, you're not in darkness. So what is the scriptures talking about? It's referring to the elect. How the elect are going to be watching. And because we're watching, we, the hopeful elect, we're not going to be caught off guard. Our job isn't to predict the exact day, the exact moment, and to know exactly how these things are going to come to pass. No. Our job is just to know that it is coming, to see the signs right now, and to prophesy about it, to warn our people, to stand upon our watch. We'll finish that out.
Verse 5, ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness.
Keep going.
Verse 6, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
Yeah, so let us not sleep as do others. Meaning 2/3 of our people here in America, they're sleeping, meaning they're not watching. They don't have the vision of what's to come. You got to think about it. The Lord really gave us the knowledge of the future. He really told us what's about to happen in this world. How could you not take that and listen? You have a God that created the entire world telling you, look, I'm about to send my son. I'm coming back through my son. And these are the signs. You'd be a dumbass not to listen and not to watch. So it said, let us not sleep. Now, I'll be reading that, and I'll be reading it like, let us not be stupid. That's how I read it. You know, it's like straight up. Let us not be stupid as others. The majority of the people walking around are dumb. They're stupid. They have no knowledge. That's not coming from my own mouth. The Lord called us the stupid people as a whole, right? Our people, they walk on, they have no knowledge, and they want to sin. That's the thing. Our people want to stay in darkness. Darkness meaning black culture, nigga this, nigga that. You can eat whatever you want, do whatever you want. That's called darkness. Because in darkness, you have no vision. You have no foundation. You don't know where you're going. But we do. We know we're headed quickly into Jacob's trouble. And because we're headed quickly into Jacob's trouble, we're preparing our spirits in order to be protected, Lord's will, by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. Now let's go back to Luke 21 and finish that out.
Okay. St. Luke chapter 21, verse 36. Watch ye therefore and pray always that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man.
Yeah, and that's the point right there. That's the point. It said, watch ye and pray always that ye may be accounted worthy. A lot of people aren't accounted worthy for salvation. How are you accounted worthy? It means that you're actually doing things that the Lord told you to do. You're being obedient and you're doing His will. That's the problem. Our people have a problem with being obedient. They look at obedience and they say, that's too hard for me. Restrictions? What the fuck? I can't do this? No, you can't. No, there's no more adultery. No, there's no more eating that goddamn pork. No, you can't do these things. Yeah, the Lord, see, a 2/3 is going to look at the laws of the Bible and the commandments that the Lord gave us, and they're going to look at it as a restriction. But us, we look at it as a simplicity in Yahushua. We don't look at it as a setback. We look at it as something that's going to advance our lives. Yes, armor. Well, you can grab that. All right, let's go.
This is Ephesians 6 and 11.
Right.
Put on the whole armor of God.
The armor of God. I'm not doing that. That's soft shit. See, that's what Jake thinks. They like the armor of God. All right, go ahead. You know, what is it? All right, look, you don't want to hear about it. You don't want to hear about spiritual things. You don't have to. But you see, spiritual things to us is important. That's the true money. That's the true jewels. We know that those spiritual things is going to lead to our salvation. So this is what we got to do. These are the characteristics that the elect would have. Go ahead.
That ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Yeah. That you may be able to stand, it says, against the wiles of the devil. You look up that word, wiles of the devil, it goes into the trickery, the craft. And it's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan, no. It's talking about the things that Esau Edom, the so-called white man, right, who comes in the form of, I'm doing what's best for you. Oh no, I'm going to enhance your life. I'm going to make you better. This man just comes in the form of deception. That's all it is. He's coming to deceive our people, and we're supposed to look at it and be, okay, now we know what it is. We know what this trickery, this craft is. And it's not going to catch us off guard as long as we continue to watch. You see what's happening with these different ICE camps, right? Down there in Florida, all over the globe. Now Trump is sending people to countries that they were never even born in, just dropping off so-called migrants in different lands, and they like, I don't know this goddamn language. See, that's the beginning of Jacob's trouble. But our people, they just look at it like, well, it's something that'll just pass on. Nah, it ain't gonna pass on. Things are gonna get worse. Things are gonna get worse.
So I got the word wiles in the blue letter, and it's pronounced in the Greek methodia. And the definition of it is cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery.
Deceit, craft, and trickery. Deceit, craft, trickery. And that's what Esau does. Proof of that is Trump just last week when he went down to that migrant concentration camp down in Florida. He was asked by a broadcaster, he said, look, there's some program that you're doing with these migrants that were on the farm. What are you doing? And he came back and he said, look, the program is going to be one where we sign up these migrants, but they're not going to have citizenship. However, they're going to be able to pay taxes and they're going to sign up to be owned by the farmer. That's what Trump said. Instead of sending these migrants away, instead of just saying, look, we need these migrants on our farm, so let's just give them citizenship, Trump says, look, you know what? Let's sign them up to be owned by their farmer if they want to stay here in America. Yeah, they can stay here with their families. They won't have citizenship, but they can pay their taxes like a good citizen. You see, that's the craft and trickery of the devil, because what he really wants is just to have ultimate power. Grab that in Psalms. That's good. You can hold it 64 for me. Psalm 64. You can start at the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can go there. I think the first 4 verses you point. Oh, you got
Real
one?
quick,
Yeah.
if I may say, because when you talk about that, it came out, some people went undercover on certain sites, and they really thought that we were going to replace migrants, so-called African Americans. So, see how that's going to work out.
That's right.
The book of Psalms chapter 64, verse 1. Hear my voice, O Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shad, in my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity,
Yeah. Keep going.
who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
Yeah, even bitter words. And I believe it's going to say later on that their tongue walking throughout the entire earth. Meaning what? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, has been given rule over the entire world. And right now he has the power to write different policies into place, to push different laws. And it's nothing but trickery and deception, because he really just wants power. He's not doing these things for your benefit. Same thing with the chip, the mark of the beast. He pushes it like it's for your benefit, but ultimately he just wants complete and total control and obedience. But this is a psalm of David. He's like, look, hide me, O Lord, from the secret counsel of the wicked, because that's what this is. Making it seem as if they're doing something good for these migrants, but really they're making them to be owned by the farm. That's damn near slavery. That's what that is. And let's keep it a buck. Who do you think owns these farms? It ain't Jake that owns these farms, not majority of them. No, you got Northern Tribe, primarily, who are the migrants, and you got Esau, Edom, primarily, who are the farmers. So now you're going to sign up these migrants to be owned by the farmers? That's goddamn sharecropping. So now you're creating sharecroppers, indentured servants again? See, if this world could continue another 10, 20 years, the whole world will be chipped, but then Jake will be in some goddamn chains again. And y'all think it's crazy that Esau, he wants to put a chip in everybody? No, this is the same man. This is the same man that put us in slavery. 16, 19, around that time. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed in this man's spirit. Keep going. Keep going, bro.
Psalms chapter 64, verse 4. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
Yeah. Yeah, it says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. In secret, meaning you have all these different councils that we know about, like G20 summit this, summit that, blah, blah, blah. You know how many meetings are happening that we have no knowledge of? Esau's behind closed doors and he's meeting up the elites, that is, and they're saying, look, how can we keep these Israelites down? What can we do to make sure that we stay on top and they stay oppressed? Now, some of the things we hear about, but majority of it, oh no, we're not going to hear about those things. It said they shoot in secret at the perfect. The perfect represent the Israelites, but in these days, it's specifically talking about the elect. So it says Esau, Edom, shoots, he aims in secret at the perfect, the Israelites. Keep going.
Verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily.
They encourage themselves in an evil matter. That's Esau, Edom for you, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. They commune of laying snares privately or privily, meaning in private. You got to understand, the Lord is giving us the mindset of the people that run the entire world. This Bible is powerful. Ain't nothing more powerful, like, of all the powers you can have out there, in my opinion, if you know and you can control somebody's mind, oh, you're unstoppable. They can have whatever power they want, but now you know what they're thinking, you know their thoughts, you can control their mind in a way. And that's what we're doing. That's what the Lord allows us to have right now. It's a superpower. We know exactly what Esau wants to do. He's going to create an event to where this entire world is forced to accept his charagma, his chip. And we're quickly coming to that day. So the Lord is giving us all these different signs to see that we're leading up towards that. Right? Keep reading, bro. Let's finish that verse side.
Psalm chapter 64, verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Yeah, it says their heart is deep. Their heart is deep, meaning they're brainstorming deeply. They're thinking about this on a very, very, serious level. How can they accomplish what their matters are? How can they get this chip out there? They thinking about it day and night. They wake up and they're like, we gotta push this thing, man. And that's why we speak on it so much. It's very, very important to understand what time we're coming into right now. Because you don't want all of a sudden that day to catch you unaware because you didn't think that Esau was that bad. You didn't think that Esau would do the things that the true prophets was telling you he's gonna do. Now it's gonna come. Go to Psalm 73 for me. Unless you got a precept.
No.
Yeah, let's go to Psalm 73 and around verse 4. From there.
The book of Psalm chapter 73, verse 4. For there are no bands in their death.
I'll go to verse 6.
Verse 6?
Yeah.
Psalm chapter 73, verse 6. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness, they have more than heart could wish.
Yeah, now remember, the Lord is giving us the mindset. He's giving us the mindset and a clear description of the wicked when you read this chapter. So start over and read that again.
Psalm chapter 73, verse 6. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain.
It says pride compasseth them about as a chain, meaning it's all around them. So now you want to know when you see an Edomite, they have a super, super high sense of pride. They think highly of themselves. And remember, it talks about pride coming when you say, look, there is no God. Shit, I'm God. What I think God is, that's what God is. If I think it's my money, if I think it's me, if I think it's my mama, whatever it is, that's the number one trait of the wicked, a prideful individual.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Reading on in verse 7, their eyes stand out with fatness, they have more than heart could wish.
They have more than heart could wish. Now remember, the Lord is obviously, if you really want to get deep into it, it's talking about the elites, right? They have more than heart could wish because not every Edomite is like that. Shit, not every Edomite is prideful. I know some humble Edomites. That don't mean they're going to receive salvation, though. Yeah, I may give you, a less of a whipping in the kingdom. All right, cool, tiny little sympathy. That's about it. then the next day gonna be a whole new day. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, you gotta recognize who these people are and what they're truly about. Because if you doubt Esau, he's gonna come and stab you in your back. He's not that bad. You're a cool guy. As soon as you turn around, boom! Just like that. What you think happened with the so-called Native Americans? Oh wow, Christopher Colon. Oh man, he's cool. That cracker's all right. Came there in 92, went back, talked to the king and queen. They gave him more ships. He came back and ruined them in 93. That's what happened. Next thing you know, next thing you know, they're writing books about Gad. Oh man, they're a gullible people. That's the goddamn devil for you. Right, they real nice. We can enslave them easily. But the whole time you coming across Christopher Colon and his comrades, they coming on the ships. They had no type of system to keep themselves clean. Their drawers was coming apart because they were so goddamn dirty, smelling like piss. They didn't know what to do until they talked to Gad and the rest of the northern tribes. And now, you know what? This place wouldn't be so great if we didn't take it over. Well, that's in your opinion. That's what you believe to be great. And everything you learned is from our people.
That's right.
Where you think you get, we have the greatest army in the world. Well, talk to me about guerrilla warfare. Where'd that come from? Why you got certain things like, certain terms like Black Hawk? Where'd that come from?
Some of the states still have the same names as what Gad gave.
Say it again, say it louder.
Yeah, some of the states still have the same name that Gad gave them, like Utah. These Edomites really think that they made up the name Utah. You ain't even saying it right, bro. It's
You talking about Esau's like military and stuff like that? Yeah. Helicopters, Apache and all that stuff.
Yeah, and what's the name of the arrow? What is that? Something about an arrow, like talking about a missile.
A broken arrow?
A broken arrow.
Yeah,
What's that?
Basically, like I think a missile that fails. Something like that.
A broken arrow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where'd y'all come up? Where'd you fathom these words? No, it says pride compasses him about as a chain. You got one? Go ahead.
Psalm 55 and 20. He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. The war was in his heart.
Yep. Now we can use that verse in this day to describe Esau Edom's nature, because that's our number one enemy. That's the man that runs shit and is ruining the entire world right now. So they talk a good game, but then really it's nothing but deception. That's what he wants to do. So now we're understanding characteristics that describe Esau Edom. He's a prideful man. He's a deceitful individual. That's what the Bible is saying. It's not our opinion. And this is how, when you grow in the spirit, you're able to discern, all right, you may look chocolate. No. You a goddamn Edomite. Exactly, and that's it. All right, what they call him, an Oreo? That's what Jake said, yeah. You got, and then vice versa,
Double
right?
stuff.
You got to be able to discern the exact opposite. What they say, an inside out Oreo, I guess. You see somebody and he looks like he can have a big ass nose, blue eyes, but you know what? He believes the same thing as me. He calls on the name of the Lord. He seems humble. He just generally wants to learn. Shit, that gotta be a Negro. That gotta be a Jake, right? You gotta use the scriptures to have that kind of discernment. What, you bring me a cream? Different one?
Yeah, I'll finish it out. That's something different.
Yep.
It says, his word were softer than oil. His words were softer than oil. Yet were they drawn swords.
Yeah. Right? So once again, remember, we're using this precept and fast forwarding it today to understand the characteristics of Esau Edom, right? To put things into its proper category. That's important. Once again, why are we talking about this man? Why are we describing the wicked? Because you have to know his true intentions. That's what it's all about. Our job as the... What is that?
Did we bring out Psalms 10 yet?
Nope, you can hold it. We can get that. Our job as watchmen is to see these things and report on it so that the hopeful elect is not caught off guard.
That's right.
So that you don't say, oh, I didn't know that. How was I supposed to know? No. All of y'all knew. Y'all knew. Because since, the 50s, 60s, this word has been going out. Non-stop, consistently. And you can use the word religiously, that's cool. Because that's the case. I think that was it on Psalm 73. Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Psalm chapter 73, verse 8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily.
That's what I wanted, yeah. It says they're corrupt. There you go. Another characteristic of the wicked. Prideful individuals, deceitful individuals, they're corrupt. And concerning oppression, it says they speak wickedly. That's what this man Trump was doing when he visited that camp down in Florida, that migration camp. He
Concentration
said,
camp.
yeah, concentration camp. He said, oh no, we're going to have a place where these migrants, they can sign up for this program and they can be owned by the farm. And we're going to call it owner responsibility. That's what he says. Or farmer responsibility.
Owner responsibility.
That's all it is.
All it is slave.
That's all it is.
And
He's
you had
saying,
the
look, we're
Edomites.
gonna,
Yeah, Edomites taking pictures by the alligator Alcatraz sign.
Yeah.
Those the same Edomites that were taking pictures by us hanging.
Right.
You know? That's what you can equate it to.
That's exactly what it is. So now Trump is saying, look, we're not going to tell them that this is slavery, but gradually that's where we want this to go. That's where we want it to go. And that's why we got to continue to pray and hasten this day, that the Lord comes quickly. Go ahead, you can grab songs. Oh, no, yeah, the garage. Keep reading.
Oh, we get Isaiah 25:7.
Sirach, better known as Ecclesiasticus chapter 8, verse 19. Open not thine heart to every man, lest he requite thee with a shrewd turn.
Yeah, open out your heart to every man, right? Meaning your mind. You don't tell everything to everybody. At the same time, you got to use discernment to be like, all right, what is this man telling me? What am I seeing? What am I learning? What do I know? How can I apply the scriptures to what's going on in the world right now? Right? That's called using wisdom. You can't just read the Bible and say, yeah, I read a chapter today. Now, how are you going to apply that to your life?
Right.
How does that chapter make sense in terms of what's coming forward? That's what you have to do. We should be reading with the intention of that chapter doing something for your spirit concerning these end days. You don't just read blindly just to say that you did it. That doesn't make you worthy of salvation. I was trying to learn some French this morning. You know, they talk fast as hell, so, you know, exactly to my words. Yeah, but that does not make you worthy of salvation. What makes you worthy of salvation is being obedient and the Lord recognizing, okay, this man is sincere. This man is genuine. He's actually doing what I told him to do. Right? You can grab that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people.
That's right.
Yeah, see, the Lord has put the spirit on the so-called white man to hide himself, and in hiding himself, he's put a covering on everyone else, including his own people. You got so-called white people, you don't even know who you are. You're Bible Belt Christians, Edomites, you swear up and down that you love the scriptures. Well, some of you might be Jake, but you Edomites, or you actual Edomites, you've done a diligent job of hiding who you are, specifically by beating the hell out of us down, beating our heritage out of us. Only way you can hide yourself is if you hid who we were. That's how that works. And that's what the scriptures refer to as the covering cast. Go ahead, the Lord said he was going to destroy it. When you read in Thessalonians, Paul's letter to Thessalonica, he said that wicked would have to be revealed in his time. Alright, and then the son, basically Yahweh couldn't come until the son of perdition was revealed. Back then they knew who the Edomites were. They understood that Rome occupied their land. See, now our people, they don't understand that that's even their land. So they can't associate it with their self. They can't identify themselves because they hear the state of Israel. They don't know the difference between the state and the nation. That's another thing as well. That's part of the covering cast. You have the state of Israel and then you have the nation of Israel. The nation of Israel is comprised of all 12 tribes. The state of Israel is comprised of Israelis, Jewish people who got converted through Kagan Bullen. You know, the Khazars? That's who that is. The Israelis. That's the modern day. Yeah, Judaism. They'll say they converted them over to Judaism. which is just referring to, again, the practice and the customs of our people that were left and remaining, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Paul was called a Jew, right? Considered a Jew, but he was from the tribe of Benjamin. They only distinguish between 3 tribes over there. That's how you know it's the state of Israel, not the nation, according to the scriptures, because the word state of Israel is not in the Bible or in the Torah that they believe in. They had to create a whole separate book called the Talmud, which is littered with filthy acts that are permitted. Now they got the whole world thinking that they're the chosen people. Their own book shows that they're pedos, man, and they're creeps and weirdos. They got something called the law of return, where a lot of pedophiles that are Jewish, you run into the court system, you can run back to Israel and not face charges here. When you go to court, what do they say? Go get a good Jewish lawyer. So a lot of these people that got arrested and had to face charges probably for digging tunnels in Brooklyn, their ass is already back in the so-called promised land to them. You know? Read it from the top again.
Isaiah 25 and 7, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations.
Right, because these other nations, they're looking at the so-called white man like, okay, you got the children of Israel down in a good place. Don't let them find out though. But they're gonna find out that, look, we already found out who we were. Like the brother was going into, bro. Going back to the 40s, 50s, and 60s. You know? I was reading some of that PDF of the Marks of a Lost Race with the High Priest Abba Bivens. And there's a lot of good information in there. A lot of basic stuff that we all our faith is rooted in. You know? And then these people, they believe in Hashem, you know, they believe in a messianic era coming, but they don't think that it's gonna be Yahweh Shai the leader. It's gonna be some new Messiah, you know, to come up among the Khazar race. Y'all already have a hard time producing children. You know what I'm saying? Because I asked AI, in the Torah, in the belief, in Judaism today, within Jewish people, do they believe there's prophecies in the Old Testament about Yahweh Shai? And it said no, that Messiah is referring to someone else. Every time you see it, they think it's somebody else to come. It's not Yahweh Shai. And you know why? Because it goes into detail what he looks like, how he's going to be acting, how he's a separatist. You know, some of it fits their covering cast and how they want to dominate the earth. That's why they can bring out scriptures of slavery where it says obey your masters. You know, but they don't keep on reading. They talk about in the Lord, those that are governing over us. You know, He ain't talking about some random ass Jake. Just because the nigga knows more kung fu than you, now he's the master. He don't even know the names Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Who's the master now? Needs I know him. Go ahead, bro.
The Shogun.
Psalm chapter 10 and 3.
No, Uncle Shona.
Psalm 10 and 3. For the wicked boasted of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth.
Yeah, more characteristics of the wicked right there. It said he boasted of his own desires, meaning what his will is. Remember, it tells you in the book of 2 Thessalonians that the wicked believe that they are God. They see themselves as God, showing themselves that they are God. If that's the case, you're going to boast of your own desires and what your will is for the entire world. You leave it up to Esau and Edom in the next 20, 30 years, AI would be running the whole world and he would say that he created humans. Oh, no, you people, we created you. You're not just human anymore. You're something different. You've evolved. You're a mix now. Human and AI, human and robot. We created you, right? He boasted of his own desires. That's why he doesn't believe that there's a God anymore. There's no more God of the clouds, y'all. There's no more God of the clouds. Right? There's a God of AI. That's what he wants. And on top of that, you got AI taking over all these jobs now. We're going to talk about that in a quick second. To read that.
The book of Sirach, better known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker.
Yeah, the beginning of pride is when you turn away from the Most High.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker.
Yeah, so when you depart from the Most High, meaning your mind is not on the will of the Lord anymore. And this is, of course, talking to Israel, but we can obviously put this out there for the entire world, especially Esau Edom. Because this man claims that this world America, or this country America, in God we trust, like on a dollar bill. Okay, if that's the case, and now we can point the scriptures at you. You really trust in God? No, that's not the case, and we're seeing it clearly in these end days. So now we know that Esau is a man full of pride. He claims he believed in God. Nah, your heart is turned completely from him. And that's exactly like our people. Our people have gone so far, now they believe, look, fuck it, I'm just an atheist. There is no more God. That's what Esau would say. I'm just a spiritual individual. That's the big thing now. You're just spiritual. Especially women. All on TikTok. You know, just if you're a spiritual person, you know what I'm about to tell you. Every single video start off like that. Like, God damn, yeah. Yeah, exactly. My spiritual followers. You know, what you put out there comes back to you because the laws of the universe, this, that, and the third. Now, they may have a form of spirituality, but it's not rooted in the truth. It's not rooted in Yahweh Shai. And that's what Esau wants, though. Esau wants Khan. Esau wants it so that your mind is far away from the Lord. He wants you to be prideful just like him. No, don't believe in God anymore. Believe in AI. Believe in technology. Believe in what we say is Tawab, what we believe is good. Let's go into this AI and this job.
Psalm 10 and 4, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts.
Yeah, the Most High is not at all, we'll say Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, in his thoughts. Now we can also trickle that down to our people in this truth. Right? All these different camps. You had one body, now they took away, or is it then they took away the name? Yeah, they don't say Yahweh Shai no more. Yes, even Bishop Nate with IUIC. No more Yahweh Shai. He doesn't believe in that name anymore. And then not even Yahweh, it's just the Most High. That's all it is majority of the time. Yeah, Most High in Christ. That's what they say. So even our people just removing Yahweh Shai out of the mix. Like he isn't the sole reason why we have this knowledge in the first place. Y'all better read Revelation 5 again, because it says it twice in the chapter. And then all throughout Hebrews, who do you think that book is all about? Literally every single chapter. It's about Yahweh Shai. The significance and importance of his sacrifice. You read it and you're like, damn. Like, wow. Exactly, yeah. The very first chapter. I'm reading through it, I'm like, man, it damn near brought tears to my eyes. I'm like, yo, what would we do without Yahweh Shai's sacrifice? We'd be nothing.
Let me read this. When you get this book, Hebrews 1, and verse 4. Read like verse 8 and 5. Hebrews 1, start verse 4. You know, that's why these guys, they don't put Yahweh Shai forward, because they want to get their glory first. You know, Yahweh Shai's glory is to come. So they see all this stuff out here, and it's distracting, you know? It's gifts. Esau doesn't have to be at these guys doing like, here's a purse, here's the money, sell out. No, these guys are selling out for anything. Congregations with more women in them, you know what I'm saying? Being able to eat pork, and your leader's still calling on Yahweh Shai, but he's allowing you to eat pork. Where in the Maccabees, our people constrained their mouths, didn't even want to make it look like they were eating it, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's dishonorable.
Party on the Passover.
Yeah, party on the Passover, just abominable stuff. Completely compromised. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai is going to spew those individuals out. Got that? Yeah, Hebrews 1 and
Hebrews chapter 1.
I think it's still there, but if you go on like an ISUPK video, any channel, under it'll say Commanding General Yohanan is the only one commissioned to gather the tribes together, something to that effect. You know? I'm gonna look on my phone while you're reading this.
Hebrews chapter 1 verse 4, it says, be made so much better than the angels, as we have by inheritance obtained a more excellent name than they.
Yeah, meaning from the foundation of the world, before the world was even created. This was the position, rank, you can use the word authority, that the Most High Yahweh gave his only begotten Son. Right? Talking about Yahweh Shai. A name, a rank above all the other angels. And it's because of what he was sent down on earth to do. Go ahead.
It says, verse 5, for unto which of the angels said he at any time, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee?
Yeah, now this is a rhetorical question because you should know the answer. Right? To which son? To which angel? Go ahead.
And again, I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son. And again, when he bringeth in the first begotten into the world, he saith, and let all the angels of the Most High worship him.
Yeah, and that's talking about, once again, we're being straightforward. It's talking about Yahweh Shai. Now, if all the other angels are worshiping him, what the hell do you think we should be doing?
Yeah, exactly. And we're not supposed to be worshiping angels.
Right.
But look what the angels are doing. The messengers are doing.
Who called John their brother?
Yes.
We should be doing the same exact thing.
But when he called him his brother, but he wasn't in the tree. Why would the angel say that?
Wow.
Yeah, right. This is ICPK Washington DC on their homepage. I'm gonna read the whole thing. Just listen for Yahweh and Yahushua, alright? Description, hashtag ICPK, hashtag Hebrew Israelites, hashtag Black Jews, hashtag General Yohana, hashtag One West. Website, blackwatch.news. They got a YouTube link. Pay your tithes, all caps. Exclamation, exclamation, pay your tithes. Exclamation, exclamation, support the truth. Exclamation, exclamation, ISUPK.com. Hashtag ISUPK, hashtag Hebrew Israelites, hashtag General Yohana, all caps. The most controversial man in America. Commanding General this is all caps. Commanding General Yohana live, The Grill, every Monday, 9 p.m. I still haven't watched it. ISUPK, they get the address, the number. You can call 240-701-4825 for the whole world to know your information. Is your 501c3. All right, here's the banger. Israel will be one again under the only man who was given the rank to do so, Commanding General Yohana. All camps are ordered to come together. Shalom. Where did you hear the names? That's a decree. Somebody comes to your bio, they want to know the job wants to know what you're about, right? You're gonna get a quick synopsis.
Right.
This is a quick synopsis. What do y'all believe in? Black Jews, a guy named, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's crazy. So that's why I love the fact that you brought up that they don't understand the importance of Hebrew. That was put in place to show us why Yahweh Shai is to be glory. You know? How it went down in the spiritual sense. Entering in one time only, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Keep going, huh?
Verse 6.
This is crazy.
Verse 7, actually.
You screenshot this video for a video.
And I was going to say the same thing.
Pay your charge. They got the PayPal link.
Crazy.
They got everything up here, bro.
Yeah.
Join in September 24th, 2013. ISUPK Washington DC. Oh, yeah, bro. Hebrews been here, but they was out longer than that in DC. They just wasn't, there wasn't IUIC DC. It was just niggas from up top traveling down here. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Hebrews chapter 1 and 7, and of the angels saith, who maketh his angel spirits and his ministers a flame of fire. But unto the Son he saith, thy throne, O God, or O power, is forever and ever a scepter of the righteousness, and the scepter of thy kingdom.
Yeah, and only Yahweh Shai, because of his sacrifice, is able to usher in a kingdom that's going to last forever and ever. Can you imagine that? A kingdom that's not going to ever fall. And no, ain't no goddamn other nation rising up, Nate. That's not going to happen. What did he say? What nation? Moab?
Gog and Magog.
Gog and Magog. That's what it was. Nah, there will be no revolts, no uprisings
Description you get that from?
in the kingdom of heaven. I think that's how they break down, what is it, Ezekiel 38,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Oh no, I think it's Revelation they were talking about.
Revelation?
God, you know,
Something like that. Something like that. Yeah,
Revelation 22.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Not everybody's meant to be. It says, be not many masters, for we shall be judged basically the more harshly.
greater condemnation.
Exactly, that's it. Be not many masters, meaning be not many teachers. The true teachers are going to talk about Yahweh Shai. Going to talk about his sacrifice, and now because of that, he's able to make us all kings and princes, and we're going to rule on the planet Earth. That's what it says. Is that not something to fight for? Is that not something to talk about every single day?
Yeah.
My gosh, it's not nothing else to talk about in this world. Everything else is just BS. It's here today, it's gone tomorrow. You know, the whole Diddy thing, watch, in the next few months, ain't nobody gonna be talking about that no more. Or whenever, I guess, he truly gets sentenced. I think it's sometime in the fall. They're trying to speed it up, but look, all these things are going to pass. These words right here, they're still living. They're living. Things are still coming to pass. And guess what? Even in the kingdom of heaven, you got prophecies that are still going to be being played out. Y'all break down, you other camps, y'all break down Ezekiel 39. Let us know what that's talking about. Yeah, we're talking about prophecies in the kingdom. Continual employment.
Zechariah 14.
Yeah, what's that talking about? They say, oh, well, what you call it? We're not living in biblical times. Biblical time, yes. Since when exactly? Biblical times never ended.
It's never
Even
gonna
in the
end.
kingdom, it's going to still be biblical times.
It's still gonna be a bit.
Keep reading on that in Hebrews. Yeah, exactly.
Hebrews 1 and 9.
Verse 8.
Hebrews 1 and 8. But unto the Son he saith, Thy throne, O God, or O power, is forever and ever. A scepter of righteousness is the scepter of thy kingdom.
Right, so that links up with Genesis 49 and 9. The scepter shall not depart from Judah. So the scepter passed all the way through the lineage, you know? The scepter was growing inside of Mary's womb through the seed of Joseph. So Joseph carried on that lineage, you know?
Psalm 72 in full effect.
Get Genesis 49 and 9. Just link it.
Yeah. Talk about Shiloh.
Shiloh.
I'll let that brother do it.
Okay. I'll read Hebrews 1 in a second. I'll read it right now.
Nah, he got it. It's all
Okay.
good.
What we talking about the point?
Like, yeah. What was that, 9?
Like a precept
Like,
above
it's
it.
like 8 or 9.
Point is 10.
Oh, 10? Go ahead, read from 9. It's cool.
Book of Genesis chapter 49 verse 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up.
Yep.
He stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
Right now, this is a prophecy, right, talking about Judah in these end days right now. Being the so-called Negro, so-called black, whatever you want to say. Right, at one point, our people, they were all, we can't do nothing against it. We're just going to go up in the government. We're going to try to make peace and be on the same accord as Esau. We just want equal rights. Right? They got lazy. There's no more civil rights movements. There was no more, let's revolt. Let's talk about the oppression. Let's raise our people up. Nah. That's what this prophecy is going into. Go ahead.
Verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come.
Yeah, this is talking about whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. It's talking about Yahweh Shai, right? Because he is that high priest, right? He is the lawgiver, right? He's not born from the tribe of Levi, no, but of course Judah. But the prophecy was that he's going to be that lawgiver. He's going to have the scepter. He's going to be the high priest in the heavens for us, that mediator that we need to receive salvation. All the way back in Genesis. Keep going.
And unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
Yeah, through and by Yahweh Shai is the reason why the elect are going to be gathered in these end days. Remember in the book of Baruch, what is it? Baruch 5 and 5, you don't got to get it. But it says, look, it says, you look about from the east to the west, and the people of the Lord, they're gathered by the word. That's what it says in Baruch 5. People of the Lord are gathered by the word. And who is the word? That's Yahweh Shai.
Hey, flesh.
So read that last
fire.
verse.
You know, and we always read Jeremiah 5:14. It says, if you're wood, you're going to get consumed.
Yeah.
The Lord talks about purifying us. That's what John said by being baptized with the fire. That's the word that are in our head. These words are running through our head. If you try to go any other way, demons are going to attack you. You know what I'm saying? It's a horrible out. You know what I mean? So it's important to engage something with Yahweh Shah, like the brothers we're all going into this. You still in Genesis? Come on, keep going, bro. You got it.
Come on.
Look at those other
Genesis chapter 49, verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
Unto him shall the gathering of the people be. And that's why it's important to mention Yahweh Shai, to talk about him and spread his name, because you're pushing out a vibration. When you're talking about Yahweh Shai, you say his name, then what you're saying is you want him to come back. You want to see his return in righteousness reign on the planet Earth. That's what he represents when you say his name. And what does it mean? Yah is he, Yahweh Shai is deliverer. He delivers, or he's salvation. So when you say Yahweh Shai, then what you're pushing out there is a vibration of deliverance, a vibration of salvation, a vibration of our people being gathered through his sacrifice. But no, our people, a lot of our people in these other camps, they don't want that. They don't want that image. They don't want that vibration to be pushed out there. If people return, if they come back to the Lord in the name of Yahweh Shai, then to our people in these other camps, it's like, they're not coming back to me. They're not coming to my congregation. I'm not getting the followers that I want. That's why they're not pushing the name of the Lord. The name of the Lord comes with the destruction of Babylon the Great. They don't want that. They don't want America to be destroyed. These people want America to continue because they like their life. They're trying to save their life in this world. Well, you can read that.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Yeah, meaning that we should be chanting down this place. We should be talking about the destruction and fall of Babylon the Great. That's why it comes out on a weekly basis. Weekly basis when we're out here. Ain't nothing else to talk about. Not supposed to be out here talking about the draft. Like I said, Diddy, just using that as an example because it's so easy right now amongst our people. No, we're talking about things that are going to happen and affect the entire world. The things that are going to affect your life. You see what's happening around the globe right now. You got, flooding down there in North Carolina, flooding down there in Texas. What did they say? They said the death toll in Texas is over 100 right now of those missing camp children. Yeah, and there's still more missing. They still looking. Also, the flooding over there in New Mexico. You got strong winds blowing away cars over there. What is it, in China? Yeah, things are going crazy around the world right now. All of that is biblical prophecy. And that's why it says, you shake the hands of the nobles. We'll let Esau know, look, you see what's happening in your world. This place is done. This place is done. Oh, Isaiah 19. Oh, yeah, the 3. God said the 3, you want to bring something out? No. Let's go to Isaiah 19. Nah, get right to the point. You're going to start at verse 14. I think 15 is the point because I mentioned earlier about job loss in America. Yeah, start at 14 for me.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 14. It says, the Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof.
Yeah, a perverse, something that's perverse is corrupt, it's backwards, it's crooked. And that's the spirit that we see in America right now. And it starts at the very, very top. You see who's ruling this world, Trump and the people that are in office. Now all of a sudden pride is just going rampant in this place. And people are upset. They're looking at who they voted in, right, to be their president. And now they have deep regret. Now all of a sudden, the love of many is waxing colder in these end days. People don't give a F. They don't give a F about nothing no more. Especially, look, when their pockets start to become affected. Watch when it gets harder and harder out here to pay your bills, you're 3-4 months behind on your rent, about to get kicked out, no food on the table, can't even afford to put gas in your tank to get to work to make some money to pay your bills. Yeah, hard times are coming. Hard choices are coming for the entire world. And that's what this perverse spirit has done. Keep going.
And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof.
Yeah, to err in every work, meaning that it's off. Something's wrong. And if you don't think something is wrong with America, that means something's wrong with you. If you look out into this world and you're like, it's alright, it's not that bad. All right, yeah, you need to just come back in the kingdom, my friend.
Death by pain, brother. Saying
Yeah.
must know it after death by pain.
That's right. Must know it, meaning that they were wrong, that they had a perverse spirit. It says after death, but by pain. The Lord is actually bringing pain to people.
That's right. And he always ties it to his name. Then shall the people know that I'm the Lord their power. Then shall Israel know. You know?
Yeah.
After you've already went through the death and you open your eyes in heaven. You know what I'm saying? On
Yeah.
earth.
Then you know.
You know?
Yeah. You die a horrible death to come back just to say, damn, I was supposed to die that horrible death. Man, same shall know it after death by pain. Keep going.
It says that as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit.
Yeah, drunken man in his vomit, his reflexes are off, everything is discombobulated, he's confused, that's the point. Yeah, he has slurred speech, his senses are off. And that's how our people are. Like I said, the Bible gives you the mentality, it shows you the mindset of the people in the entire world, especially Esau. Now we have the mindset of these people in America. Their perverse spirit, they're off as if you see a drunken man in his own vomit. That's the mind of these people out here. That's why we always say, and I made a video about it a few weeks ago, really in these end days, be careful with who you're talking to. Don't be out here just befriending every old single person, being naive. You out here dumb as hell, giving up your information to the person you just met at the grocery store because he's nice. Oh yeah, sure, come on over, bro. You just met the nigga.
Right.
You know, yeah, you play 2K too? Oh, yeah. You know, just foolish. Not keeping in mind that people in these end days, their heart is going to wax worse and worse. It's already a perverse spirit, and now you take that perverse spirit, and we're coming into a time like never was nor shall be. People are already off in this world. Grab it.
I can say real quick too. When you go into people's love waxing worse, it goes into a psycho. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that their minds ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's psychotic. It's a crazy person. This is 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Yeah.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truth-breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good.
Yeah, if you're reading this for the first time, what you should do, well, we were told, you come in early, you hear a verse, all these different adjectives, you gotta look them up. Don't just read it and pronounce it because you're good at pronunciation. You know, your English is on point, so you just, all right, incontinency, truth breakers up. No, look these words up. Once again, it's describing how people will be in these end days. And this is not the mindset of the elect. No, this is the mindset of a 2/3, an individual that doesn't have his mind rooted in Yahweh Shai.
The rest of the world.
Yeah. Keep going.
If I can say too?
Yep.
It says despisers of those that are good. Meaning that the rest of the world isn't going to like us, man. You know, the average human at one point is going to learn how to hate the Hebrew Israelites, the righteous ones. You know what I mean? Because shoot, the prophecy of you know, the elect suffering persecution, that has to happen. How is it going to happen? You know what I mean? The guy that someone has to play the opposition, and it's these average day people, everyday people, right? Verse 4: traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High.
Yeah, heady, high-minded lovers of pleasures, meaning the flesh and the things that the flesh desires, more than lovers of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's all we need to know right there. These people hate the Lord. And they love their desires and what their heart wants, meaning they put what they desire first over the Lord's will. That's why we say the Lord is looking for obedience. You want to be worthy of salvation, then be obedient. Our people are not going to be obedient to the Lord unless they be out here on these streets right now. They be listening to the prophets. They be hoping that they are a prophet if they believe in the word. At the very least, is doing something to receive salvation. These people not doing that. No one's watching. You hear about all these different financial advisors and different economists. They're all talking about, I seen a report, I think it was 60%. It was a, they ran a poll, thank you for water. They ran a poll and they said around 60% of the CEOs here in America believe that an economic collapse is coming. Now these are people that have intelligence and different indicators higher than what we know, what we can see. So if they're using these different indicators and they're like, all right, this right here is pointing to a collapse, this is what I believe. This is the sentiment of people that are running the world, that are running America, that are making America thrive.
Data for it too.
Yeah, they're not just saying it out of nowhere. Look, they're looking at their business like, shit, my business could potentially go down in this economic downturn. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm seeing based upon these different forecasts. Yeah, right.
Candlesticks, huh?
Yeah.
Looking at the candlesticks.
They're looking at, yeah, they're looking at all those things. I'm bringing that out because it's important. When Esau talks, when these different financial advisors talk, you gotta listen. They're not just saying it for no reason. These are the dukes of Esau, Edom, and what do they call it? In the book of Isaiah 47, what do they call it?
Illuminated ones.
Yeah, the prognosticators. Yeah, you know, the fortune tellers. Yeah, that's what they are. These financial advisors and different forecasters and things like that. The hedge fund owners. Yeah, if they see a collapse coming, you gotta listen to what they're saying. Now we can tie what they're saying into what the Bible says happens in these endings. Keep going. Oh, you asked me. Go ahead.
2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered and said unto me, measure thou the times diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Read that last verse one more time.
2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Yeah, so measure the time diligently. Yeah, you can watch different videos and look at different news forecasts and things like that. But also we listen to what Esau is saying too. They think a collapse is coming. Well, great, because the Bible said that too. I'm glad you're helping to confirm things that we already know that will come. Now as watchmen, we report on those things and let the elect know, look, you're being warned right now. Jacob's trouble ain't gonna come without the whole entire world already having been forewarned. No, y'all gonna know, it says, the word is going to be pushed throughout the four corners, and then shall the end come. Keep going.
And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Yeah, so when you see part of his signs past, meaning you start to see some of these things happening on the earth, you're supposed to be like, oh damn. Oh, okay, that's what the Lord was talking about. Shoot, let me get right. Let me get on point right now. I need to repent. I got to do something to ensure my salvation. That should be the mindset of, well, that is the mindset of the elect, and it should be the mindset of you all. It's the mindset of us. That's why you see us out here right now. Working out our salvation with fear and trembling. That should be your mindset. All right, fear and trembling, because you know the Lord can kill your ass if he wanted to. And what you gonna say? What the you can't say nothing against it. Right? It just meant shit. Maybe, you know. The elect are also gonna, some elect, want to see certain deaths in these end days, but that's okay. The elect are gonna be the first ones to raise up and be in the chariots with Yahweh Shai when he returns. But for the most of us, nah, the elect are gonna live. We're gonna live and see the death of our enemies. We're gonna receive salvation and be caught up in the clouds. Go ahead, bro.
Ephesians chapter 5 verse 15 says, See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
Yeah, so if it says don't walk as a fool, that means that certain people are walking as fools. See, y'all think that we harsh in our terminology. No, that's the Lord indirectly calling 2/3 of our people fools. Fools, stupid, foolish individuals, because they walk on in darkness. Our job is to be the opposite. Our job is to remain circumspect. We started off the camp with the Lord telling us to watch as well as pray. That was our opening precept in Luke 21. Watch and pray always. Remain circumspect. And then it said to redeem the times. What does it mean to redeem the time? How can you buy back the time? It means that you're taking advantage of the time that the Lord gave you right now. You're not wasting your time. That's what it means, because you can't go back in time, so you can't buy it back. No, you got to do what you can right now with the knowledge that the Lord gave you. That means, look, you know you did something wrong, you got to get down on your knees and repent. Get down, repent, fast if you need to. That's how you redeem the time. Do something that's going to ensure your salvation. Now, if you're a part of the elect, great. Salvation is already ensured, but we don't know. So we have to have the mentality of, I need to ensure, I need to secure a spot on the chariot.
Make our calling and election sure.
Perfect. You make your calling and election sure by doing all these things.
It said measure the time diligently, you know? You're not doing it diligently. The Lord might say, well, you know what?
Yeah.
He gave up for like 2 or 3 months back in 2010. He's on fire now, but I'm gonna hold him against that, you know what I'm saying? Who knows how the Lord wants to, trying to deal with you. That's why it's super, you gotta be in super fear, you know what I mean? Nothing is guaranteed, but like the scripture says, we're gonna put on therefore as the elect, that we're always gonna talk about. We're always gonna send peace and blessings to, because we try to tap into that spirit.
Yeah.
All them promises, man, we're super hopeful over here.
Yeah.
To the point we're willing to die for this. We're willing to do everything unedited, address any issue that comes our way, answer any question, not back down. Like Yohana, the so-called white man, Esau Edom came to him and said, do you hate white people? He said, no, God hates white people. That was a perfect time to only give them one answer. And that they wouldn't be able to edit. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't be able to chop it up.
They go back to the sword.
Yeah, but he was in fear that he would lose his filthy lucre. Yeah, now he's cursed. Now he thinks he's Shiloh.
Yeah. The first words should be like Edomites.
Yeah.
Edomites.
Yes.
Supposed to do it that way.
Yeah, start the interview over.
Yeah. Right.
Self-proclaimed white man.
Yeah, you see how the Lord used crafty words to get around the wicked scribes and Pharisees. He used the same exact verbiage. Now, I want to go back to Isaiah.
I still got it.
Yeah, let's get into that, because we're talking about, we're talking about ways to ensure your salvation. We're talking about different signs. So like we mentioned, we want to start getting into them so that you can see, no, we're not just saying these things. Things are happening right now. If you're being diligently and you're watching, you should know about it. And these signs should let you know, all right, we're in the end. Go ahead and read the next verse in Isaiah.
Isaiah 19 and 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt.
Yeah, neither, it says, shall there be any work for Egypt. Egypt right now is talking about Babylon the Great, which is America. Those are two different code names for America in the Bible. How do we know this? Because in the time of Isaiah, ancient Egypt, that shit was long gone.
That been happening.
Yeah, it wasn't ruling no more. What's Isaiah? That's the time of the Babylonian Empire, right? Assyrian, yeah, the water. So the empire of Egypt, it wasn't ruling anymore, no. So that's how we know this has to be talking about a future prophetic Egypt, a spiritual Egypt, like the book of Revelation talks about, which is America. It said there should be no more work left for Egypt. Now what's happening right now, you have all these different college graduates, and people graduate every single year. Think about how many universities there are just in America alone. Different universities, colleges, people getting 2-4-year degrees. Yeah. Now you have the unemployment rate of recent college graduates above the national average of unemployment. That's how bad it's getting right now. all these people graduating college and they can't find a job. It's so many that now the recent college unemployment rate is above the national average unemployment rate. People coming out of college and they getting jobs working at the bakery. You got this dude, he has a mechanical engineering degree. Just to graduate, he applied to over 200 jobs. None of them called him back, didn't get a job, had to come back home and work in his family's pool, at his family's pool. Talking about Adult Swim.
Lifeguard.
Yeah, you know.
Can't order at Starbucks and shit.
Right, got a whole mechanical degree, engineering degree. And then what they try to do, because each month you have a non-farm payroll, and the NFP report, it comes out and it shows the unemployment rate or the job data of the previous month. So what they'll do is they'll say, oh no, jobs are being created. People are getting jobs. But when you dig into the data, it's people that already have jobs and they're getting a second job, a third job, just to make ends. Just to make ends meet, I meant to say. It's not new jobs being created, it's people already getting jobs. And then what it is, like we mentioned already, you got recent college graduates and they graduated and they coming out to work at McDonald's, work at Sears, work at Macy's. Right. They working at the register. You got a whole law degree and you taking something that'll be 1099, sir? A whole law degree. You know, you working at Hollister, folding clothes and shit. Those are the new jobs being created right now. Yeah, with tight-ass pants on. You know? Right. Looking crazy. Yeah, those are the new jobs being created. But look, the Bible said there's going to be no more jobs left for Egypt. And then you also have the reason why is because they're saying that AI is now becoming so advanced that the beginner basic level jobs are now able to be duplicated by AI. So we don't need your recent graduate level knowledge anymore. AI can do what you went to school for. So now even you try to get an entry level job with your degree, you can't do it because AI can do what you can do now. These monotonous jobs where you come and you do the same thing over and over again, they're saying, nah, AI can do that now. So, yeah, exactly. We can outsource it. So now
it costs too much to pay people here with the cost of living.
Yeah.
You know, it's easier to pay somebody in a country where the money, when it's converted, you get more profit. You're paying the person little. You know, now you don't have to take out health insurance on certain yeah, you can pay way less. And it's every industry, you know? Elon is taking over. He's linking himself with Esau. He has no idea this place is free.
Shaking his head, typing his shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the scamming is not working like it used to. You know? Elon might start getting they might be getting elderly people. They're not getting people like they used to, especially like they did in the 90s, coming into 2000. There were always different virus software companies like Norton and, you know, Total AV, all these different companies. They try to protect you from that. Now it's all in place.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, and also get Ecclesiastes 12.
I already got it, but I'll Isaiah 19 and 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do.
Yeah, head or tail. Yeah, head, tail, branch, rush. It's talking about the different levels or different rankings of people here in Babylon the Great. Doesn't matter who you are, what your current job status is, how many certifications and degrees you got. You got 3 master's degrees. No, it doesn't matter. A time is coming where there's going to be no more jobs for anybody. And guess what? Esau's going to be doing the Birdman. He's going to be like just like this. Look at his little crusty ass lips. Yeah, look at his lipless lips. Yeah, he's gonna be like perfect. That's exactly what we want. Now we can usher in the chip. People are gonna be forced to take it because of the environment that Esau is gonna create. Lawless, no jobs, famine, plagues. People are gonna be like, God damn, just fuck, give it to me, right? They're gonna be like, man, I'll take it. I have nothing left. You took everything from me already. Fuck it. That's how people's mentality. That's what they say. They say that about small things. Watch when it gets worse. Read Ecclesiastes for me. Okay?
Nah, I was just gonna
Yep.
reiterate.
Yeah, no, all good. Go ahead, bro.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Yeah, when you read that verse, it says, while the evil days come not, nor, you say, you can replace the word while with before. Remember the Lord now before the evil days come. While the evil days come not, or before the evil days come. Meaning, in your strength, when you have a strong mind, a clear mind, you got a strong body, you can walk properly, you're not aching with arthritis, right? You still got your wits about you. That's what it means in your youth. It says, remember the Lord, meaning do his work right now before the evil days come. Our people don't have that mentality. We say it all the time. It's that flood mentality. It's that flood behavior. Nah, I'm gonna do what I want right now. YOLO, you only live once. I need to live it up right now. And then you got I seen it. You got a small portion of our people, and they say, well, fuck it, I'm gonna be in the kingdom anyway. Yeah, I heard what y'all said. I'm gonna do what I want right now. That's a terrible mindset to have. Absolutely terrible, because man, it's scary not fearing the Lord. That's what that is. You only say something like that because you can't fathom the way the Lord can torment you on this side. You read the book of Revelation 14, that word is used. We're ancient men. We speak things that the Bible talks about. The Bible uses the word torture in front of Yahushua says. You're going to be tortured before Yahushua, before the Lamb and the angels. Yeah. So, okay, all right. You don't want to be a part of the first dominion? That's great. Do you? Receive the torture and come back on the other side. That's terrible. Keep going.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 2. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened.
Remember, it says, while these things be not, meaning before they happen. And the sun, the light, the moon, the stars, that represents the order, the organization of the knowledge of the heavens, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. That's what that is. Because the stars and the moon, the sun, right? That's the Most High's clock. Right? That's how we understand the different times. Right? When the Sabbath is, when the next month is coming in. So all that represents order, represents knowledge. So it says, while the sun and the moon, right, before it goes away. That's what it's talking about. Before this knowledge is gone, before it's hard to acquire, it says, remember the Lord. That's what these two verses are talking about. Keep going.
Nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
Yeah, the keepers of the house, we talked about that before. These different economists, financial advisors, before they start trembling. Right now, they're talking about the collapse, and people know that a collapse is coming, right? Different CEOs are talking about it, but they're not trembling right now. So before they start trembling, remember the Lord. Keep going.
And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease.
Yeah, the grinders cease, meaning these workers. That's what your grinders are. People out here laboring. And they say, like, you get a blue-collar job, you're supposed to be able to have a job anywhere. Watch when that goes away. Watch, you're not going to be able to get your certification, and now you can just travel wherever in America, and you can just be a welder. You can just be a plumber, an electrician, a line worker. Nah, it's not going to be like that no more. Now, those are smart jobs to have. If you can get your certification, they make good money. Right? All those jobs you working with your hand, it's a minimum 60, 65K. That's decent. Yeah, to start out. And some of those jobs, you can get it after like 6 months. You get you go through an actual trade school, and you get a certification, and then you got different companies, they actually will hire you. They'll pay you just to be an apprentice. So you can start off. So yeah, right now, point being is you still got your jobs. You still got jobs out there, and you can still make it, get some money, put some coins in your pocket. But before all that runs out, it says, verse 1, remember the Lord while you're able to do so.
If I can add real quick. For example, right now there's a shortage of electricians, right?
Yeah.
It's a year wait to even get into the union. A year
Oh,
wait.
yeah?
There's a shortage and it's a year wait per person. Think about that shit. They won't be able to catch up. By the time they really need all those numbers, they ain't gonna have enough people now.
Yeah.
It's just gonna go away. Cause then what, once the economy's bad enough, nobody's gonna need electricians because ain't nobody gonna be building shit. It's a mess, man. It's a miracle.
Yeah, I did see too that that's what Esau would do. He'll project, well, by 2030, we're projecting that the average wage of an electrician is going to be this because they're in demand, high demand. Right? No. If this world continues on, Lord's will it don't, to 2030, it's going to be a completely different kind of world. Esau he wants 15-minute cities, smart city, everything you need. What's it called? The bookstore, the library, the movie theater, your restaurants, the grocery store, all within a short little 15-minute drive.
This devil was a Carl Schwab said people they need to stop eating meat. We're gonna start eating bugs and crickets.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
Eat some bugs.
See what kind of life they want for you?
Yeah, he said bugs. Yeah.
Eating bugs. And of course they're gonna be genetically modified. It's not like they're gonna exotic locusts from the Amazon or some shit. You know? You're gonna get the McDonald's of bugs.
Oh!
That's a young one too.
Yeah. But
Salaki, I think the Lord just judged him because the first time he rode past, he like did a little thing against the camera and shit.
against the camera. Oh, okay.
Well, the water you how about Shmuel shots, the fuck you get.
Yeah.
Almost on back to the spiritual.
Man.
Yeah. Up that bike.
Try to play it off, he heard.
Right, he heard.
You know, that aftershock, you don't feel it. His adrenaline's going. You can't believe he just got hit by an Infinity.
SUV too.
Yeah.
50 almost took his ass out.
Right, bro.
Alright, bro. Hey, that ain't nothing like G and Knife. Remember the nigga that,
Oh, hell yeah.
you remember that? That dude was coming down on the bike?
Man.
Hit the car and he flew in there like a starfish. At least like 10, 15 feet. Yeah. Landed on his neck.
Oh.
Yeah, loud ass pop.
That's how it beat him. Actually, it's suspicious.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened.
Yeah, so that's the point right there. Our job is to stand up on our watch and talk about these things. So you see what's happening in the world, and you should be on point right now. You should be saying, look, I need to make sure that I'm good, my household is good before the Lord returns, because we don't know when that's going to be. You have to ask yourself, can you honestly say, get Sirach 18 and verse 24. Can you honestly say, you got to ask yourself this question, if the Lord returns tomorrow, if Jacob's trouble were to just somehow miraculously break out tomorrow, am I prepared for that to happen? Am I prepared tomorrow for Jacob's trouble to bust out? Am I going to be in a good mental state? Is my salvation secure? If you don't think you are, you got a lot of work to do. Because you got the elect right now, and we're praying that the Lord shortens these days. Oh, can you get that for me? You can get a verse about hastening the day, but I think there's something about how the Lord's going to shorten the days.
Romans 9 and 23, 27.
Okay. Yeah, because a report came out about a week or two ago, and it said that I think it was starting July 8th, the world is going to start, or the earth is going to start spinning a little bit faster. The rotation of the earth is going a little bit faster, which means I think that's what it is.
It's one in second edges too.
Yeah, I know there's one in 2. There's one second edges 2, but that's the one in Matthew. But yeah, so Esau, Edom, whatever knowledge the Lord gave him, yeah, Matthew is good. He said that starting around July 8th, the world, the axis, the earth is going to start spinning a little bit faster, and that shortens the days. When the earth is rotating faster, these days are going to keep flying by. So we're living in very, very short times right now. And that's why we're hastening these days. You want to say something?
Yeah, I'm about to say I got the other week.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Want to get that first or?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, got it. Second Ezra chapter 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's good too. We'll get that one first. But that is, yeah, that's the one.
Romans 9 and 28. I'll start at 27. Messiah or Isaiah also crieth concerning Israel. Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. For he will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness.
Yeah, that's a good one too. The Lord said it's going to cut it short, meaning the work, meaning this prophecy, things are going to continuously come to pass. And that's why Ezra said in the 16th chapter, he said, look, these plagues, they're going to start hitting. Like he literally he got the vision and he saw this plague and he was like, all right. And then he saw another plague and then there was another one, another. And he's like, God damn. And he just wrote, look,
Not slack.
yeah, these plagues, they not going to slack, man. They're going to come harder and harder. And that's the analogy that the Spirit gave him at that time after he received that vision. And that's also the Lord making these times shorter, right? Cutting these days short. Go ahead, bro.
A little more on that. Romans, it
Yep.
says, it says, because a short work will the Lord make upon the earth.
Yeah, short work
Buddy.
shall the, right, sorry, buddy. Yeah, short work shall the Lord make upon the earth. That's why, look, Habakkuk told us already. He said, look, it may seem like these things are tearing, but trust me, I saw the vision.
Right.
Nah, these things are not going to be slack to come upon the earth. Remember, when you really understand it, we've been living in the end days since Yahushua came upon the scene, since his birth. Now we're talking about a little over 2,000 years later. Yeah, we are close. We are very, very close. All it is, look, you got the Jacob's trouble, the chip, and it's the missiles. Like, and the chip, look, I'm telling you, there's information about this chip coming out every single week. Every single week. And like we said before, it's not just Neuralink. It's not America. No. They say China has now surpassed America in terms of its microchip technology. It ain't America pushing this no more. It's just we just hear about Neuralink. But you know what? They said, apparently it's already written in the law. They said that come, I think, September, TikTok is not going to be on our phones no more. Up until, I believe, it's March, I believe. And what they're saying, one of the reasons why is because when it comes back in March, in May, around that time, or April, yeah, it's going to have new owners, and it's going to be just like a TikTok of America. It's no longer going to have, it's no longer going to be information concerning the entire world anymore. They don't want us to know what's happening around the globe. It's going to be a global event, the day of the Lord, Jacob's trouble, the ushering in of the microchip. Go ahead, bro.
I have to say real quick, it's going to be like Instagram. Because really, if you look at Instagram, you can't hop on Instagram and really see news. Instagram is straight folly. You know what I mean? That's what they're going to make it be like.
Yeah, just to keep us down and just in a dumb mentality. That's what they want. They don't want you to learn, because that's what's happening on TikTok now. You know, it's a real thing now. TikTok University. It's literally TikTok University. You can scroll, and there are lessons, boy. You can learn. You want to learn about anything. Get up in there. You learn about engineering. You want to learn about the brain. Yeah, how to fix a car. Yeah, learn about mechanics of anything. You can find it there. You saw. Now he wants to be folly and entertainment. Keep you dumb. He don't want you to know that he's planning a collapse. Nah, if the whole world knew, what? They'd be out here just like us.
They hang the president. Hang everybody else. If the people do, that's what Leader might say.
Second Ezra 15 would already be here.
Bush Senior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, bro.
Matthew chapter 24 and 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved.
That's right.
But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Yeah, for the elect's sake, it says those days, meaning these end times right now, are going to be short. And that's why when we hear news about how the earth is going to start spinning a little bit faster, we link it to things like that, and it's not a coincidence to us. We're not looking at it like, it could be. No. Now, the Lord is showing us prophecy being played out in these end days. You can look at it if you want and say, it don't mean much. Great, you keep that energy over there. Don't come over here.
That's really just the Lord moving the ordinances faster. We're under the belief here that the earth is not spinning at all.
Right.
All the other planets and everything else are going around the earth. And the universe is geocentric, not heliocentric, meaning the earth is the center of the universe, not the sun.
Right.
Right? So when they say things like that, they just know that their time is short. I think they said that one of the longest days of the year is going to be coming up, or something like that this year. But this calendar is off. Gregorian calendar is completely off. That's why they had to add, what was it, 10 to 15 days to it back during the 1500s, because if the calendar would have kept going the way it was based off the Julian calendar, summer would have been in January, all the seasons would have been completely off. So 1 year it went from like October 5th to the 15th, you know? But yeah, the Earth's gonna go back to its natural state after America is destroyed. But that takes, when you read Matthew 24 and 22 one more time, because that was a warning from our Lord and Savior Yahushua.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 22 says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved.
Yeah, it's shortened for the elect's sake, and also shortened for this empire, the current empire of slavery that we're in. You got it.
Let's go. Second Ezra, perfect.
Second Ezra chapter 2, verse 13. Go and ye shall receive, pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened.
Yeah, pray for a few days unto you, that they, meaning the days, shall be shortened. That's what your mentality should be. You should want these times to be shortened. You shouldn't want to live out your days, your age here, and you retire here in Babylon the Great. You're 70, 75 years old. Woo! I can now get my retirement money. Nah, don't nobody want to see that. Don't nobody want to see that. No, we want the Lord to come yesterday. You come tomorrow. Make Jacob's trouble happen now. Like I said, you ask yourself the question, if Jacob's trouble came tomorrow, are you ready? Can you say that you are? If not, you got to redeem the time. We're all still redeeming the time, but damn it, you got a lot to make up. So yeah, we're hastening the day. We want the Lord to return. We want Jacob's trouble to happen now. Because all of our problems go away as soon as Babylon is destroyed, as soon as Yahushua returns. Finish out the verse.
Come on. Second Ezra chapter 2, verse 13. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch.
Yeah, so that's why we hasten the day. If the Lord told us, look, you're going to be made perfect. You're going to have a table in my kingdom. There's going to be righteousness reigning on the earth. And then he tells us the kingdom is already prepared?
Yeah, pray for a few days.
Oh, man.
You know, a lot of people, they're praying this place lasts forever. You know, hopefully Trump isn't too bad and he'll be gone in a few years. No, we need this all to stop. We need all hell to break. We need the prophecies to come to pass. That's what's going to fix what's going on with our people for our captivity to end. Not to pray for it to go on longer and longer. Scripture said pray for a few days. The Lord literally has the kingdom. He went to prepare a place for us. It's not going to just get prepared forever and ever and ever.
It's never done.
At some point, part of the Lord's Prayer has to be established, where it says that kingdom come, be done as it is in heaven, so shall it be in earth. Roughly paraphrase, right? So what's being prepared in heaven is going to be brought to the earth. Because after you die, you don't just go somewhere and be there forever. You come back to the process of reincarnation. So you have some spirits that are at rest. They're in the spiritual realm, right? All the spirits, whether you're wicked or evil, you don't go. There's no such place as hell. Then when the judgment day comes, go to Corinthians. It was 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. All must come to the judgment seat. Then everybody's going to be judged when all hell breaks loose. Some people's judgments are going to come being caught up in the race riots, being put to death, whether you're an Israelite or whether you're not an Israelite. Everything that Yahushua warned us about, the plagues, the pestilences. You know how they say the cities are the worst places to be? Guess what? Everywhere is the worst place to be. Because in the prophecy, it says it doesn't matter if you're in the field or in the city. The evil is still going to come touch you. Again, people are going to have to worry about apparitions, the things that were going on in ancient Egypt, animals moving their places. If the food chain stops for the animals, well, then they're going to come after the people. they got something on the Discovery Channel called Serial Killer Earth. The Earth is so mad it's attacking humanity. Really, Esau Edom for what he did. Everybody else is just getting caught in the crossfire. You know? Because our people, they weren't doing what the so-called white man's Esau Edom was doing to the earth.
What was the name of that documentary that you were just talking about?
Serial Killer Earth. It's real good on the Discovery Channel.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, Serial Killer Earth. It's a bad title, right? The title says that. That's when you watch it, you see what's going on. Oh, and then they got this show. It's madness. It says life after humans or something like that.
I've seen
And
that.
they show Earth. That's not gonna happen like on some Iron Legend stuff. This place is gonna be gone. If there's no more humans left, that means there's no more buildings, no more animals. Yeah, the nuclear holocaust is coming to America. It's gonna destroy everything. It's not gonna look like the game Fallout, you know? Go ahead, bro.
Look at Amos.
No, bring it. Oh, no, you got it. Okay, let's go. You can get Corinthians.
Oh, no.
Hey, go ahead, Corinthians, bro. Paul's letter to the Israelites scattered in Corinthians.
2 Corinthians chapter 5 and 10. For we must all appear before the
It's
judgment
a series. Serial Killer Earth is a series. They go through, they show you different things. Oh, like, there's always these montages that on July 1st, there's a series of floods all over the earth, including Texas. Go ahead,
Hey, I don't know if any of y'all brothers watched the new Megan, the Megan 2.
You got a second, it's the second one?
Hell yeah.
Shit.
You gotta check it out, bro. It's spiritual, man. With the chip and all that, man. They show like,
Fire stick?
yeah, they show the dude, he's paralyzed and like he's talking to the broad. He's like, what are you gonna do in a wheelchair? And he stands up, walks, then he has the thing implanted in his head. A phone call comes in, he takes it, he's swiping and everything else, and you gotta watch it.
Wow.
You gotta watch it.
That reminds me of the Google glasses. Remember Google had the first ones that found the glasses? Yeah, he said Megan. You were seeing on the
Yeah, Megan 2.0.
top of the building doing the swiping. Go ahead, bro.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahushua, that everyone may receive the things done in his body.
Right, it's not Peter, because people think you die, you go to heaven. St. Peter's there, waiting for you with a long receipt for every single human on earth. It's just this long line. He just speed beat everything like an auctioneer, you know what I'm saying? Imagine that process going down. It's silly. It's a fable. There's no way that's happening. There has to be something that's more simplified and makes more sense. First of all, we appear to Yahushua. He's the mediator. Because the thing is, they read in the scriptures where Yahushua said, I will give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind here on earth will be bound in heaven. So keep going on that, huh?
It says, the things done in his body.
From the top.
Oh, okay. 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahushua, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad.
Right, so you had all those people, was it Dominican Republic? They all went to that club and a bunch of people died when that singer was singing down there. All those people came to the judgment seat of Yahushua. The Lord, through Yahushua, wanted them to go to that concert and to die. There's not enough time for them to come back generations later to get another judgment, you know? Like if you go on, you go back to the spiritual world now, you're coming back in the kingdom. That's why it says some are going to wake up to everlasting shame and content, and some are going to be rejoicing. But we got to get that in Revelation, where it says those who have passed on, they're going to get their crowns first, and then everyone else in their order. Stay there, read Corinthians again. It said they're going to come to the judgment seat.
That works too.
Symbolic of the temple. You know, everybody had to come to that temple in the ancient times. All right, get that blood sprinkled upon them. And this time, Yahushua's, that blood is only sprinkled for the hopeful elect. Because in the scriptures, you have something called the book of life. And then the opposite of that is what? The book of death. If you're not written in the book of life, you're going to be a part of the
Revelation
prophecy
14:13.
nuclear holocaust, the fire. You're going to take the mark. You probably take the mark of the beast. Get, again, caught up with the militias and the race riots, because the racial tension is being stirred up even more. That's why they put Trump in office. You know, he's in office to fulfill certain prophecies, and he's doing a good job. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 14, verse 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth, yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them.
Right, so those works that follow them, those are going to be presented in front of Yahushua when the final judgment comes, you know? And they're gonna see these works, okay, here's your reward. Keep going, here's your crown.
Verse 14, and I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple.
Go to Revelation, the 20th chapter, and read the last 2 or 3 verses.
Usually in the Christian, that's the Lord sitting up there like this on the white cloud, you know, floating and shit.
Yeah, bro.
Last 3 verses, Rob.
Yeah, this guy's a monster. Like, the Lord might kill little niggas like that. Yeah, I'm gonna be that little girl. Yo, I would have to close on that nigga, you know? You know, you walking with your daughter, so niggas.
He did it already. He fell right there in front of the car. Already.
We're spiritual men first. You know? Go ahead,
Revelation chapter 20, verse 13. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it.
So the last 3?
Yep, yeah, last 3. See that? It said the sea gave up the dead. All right, the seas represent the people. Go ahead.
And death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged, every man according to their works.
Right, their deeds, like we read in Corinthians. Go ahead.
And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
Yeah, so 2 out of every 3 of our people are going to be a part of that lake of fire. There's destruction and judgment on earth. If they're not part of the lake of fire, they're going to get judged by the terminators of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. He said, don't pity old or young. You know, it don't matter who you are, where you are. If you're not of the elect, you're an Israelite, you get put down. Because you're not part of New Jerusalem coming down. So you got to get given up. You got to get torched too. And there's a prophecy that 2/3, that's why I said it in Zechariah 13, 8, and 9. Yeah, you can get it. 2/3 of our people, that's the majority of our people, that's 66%. 2 out of every 3 Israelites is going to get judged. That's a lot. You know, it's not like it's 2 out of 5, 2 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? That's 20%. It goes lower and lower. 2 out of 3? Sheesh.
Well, you know what?
That's what's needed. Go ahead, Ron.
Not 2/3. It's not just only the 2/3 living, but also 2/3 of the dead too. 1/3 of dead. Because Scripture says you shall judge both the quick and the dead. So the whole nation has to be judged as a whole.
Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land.
See, that's why out of all these people on these sons, even though this is all of our people according to prophecy, we're the prophets. So we see what's going on the earth. We filter through the scriptures and we tell you the truth about certain prophecies that were written that these men revealed, our ancestors, like Zechariah, didn't happen in their time. So in the way that we know that, you go back and look at secular history and say, okay, these details of this account happened, but never happened. Like this one, this is a future prophecy about nuclear holocaust and the deliverance of the elect. Go ahead.
Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the 3rd part shall be left therein. And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is my power.
This proves what we were saying earlier, you know? Our people won't fully know until the judgment comes, you know? 2/3 of our people, they're not going to know until after the wave of fire smacks them. Can you read it from the top again? Yeah, smack city in the basement. Go ahead, bro.
Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
That didn't happen in Zechariah's time. Why is the Lord bringing out fractional judgments? When did the fractional judgment come? You know? Go ahead, Ak.
But the 3rd part shall be left therein, and I will bring the 3rd part through the fire.
I forget who it was, but at some point in time in this truth, we had Israelites saying you can't curse out the 2/3. You gotta love the 2/3 or something.
Yeah, I remember.
Or pray for the 2/3, something like that. Remember that?
Yeah.
I forget who said it. You know, why you gonna pray for something that's cursed? You know, the Lord made them crooked. You praying for them to go straight.
Yeah.
Spit it out loud, huh?
You can't bring out anything. You can't make clean what the Lord made unclean.
That's right. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried.
Right, and we pray and pray and pray that we can be a part of that number. No matter what, that fire is categorized for each one of us in our walk leading to salvation. You know what I'm saying? The fire could be you running away from a militia, and all of a sudden you just disappear, and you in the spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? Just off the top of my head, you know? You running, you go to jump off a cliff, and then you land somewhere with a brother, perfectly safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On your way to finally escape. To get on a chariot. You know how beautiful that's gonna be?
Like have people being grabbed up and taken to dagger.
Yeah, come on, yeah, bro, just like that. Or David being picked up in the midst of the battle. Or Ezekiel by his locks to be shown the temple and everything, you know? Which they picked him up by his hang time, by the way. It says locks when he had braids, all right? Because when you put your hair together, it locks. You lock in the hair in place. Yeah, he picked him up by his hang time and said, come on, let's go. No, it's like Taza, it's a hard word.
No, for braid.
Oh, for braids.
I don't know about lock.
No, it's the same word. It's the same word. I'm gonna look it up.
It's like tons of lies or something.
Taza, yeah, something. I did a video on it a while ago.
But we
Well,
can't have locks though.
I lock. You
No,
know.
that's dead hair. The hair dies. When you lock your hair up, it dies. There's no life in it, you know?
You get braids.
Tequila might cuss that.
You get cornrows, you just can't get
Call on y'all
dreadlocks.
about shit y'all shy.
Go ahead,
Call on y'all about
Zechariah
shit.
chapter 13, verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried.
Yeah, so part of that process is happening right now. The Lord is currently, as we speak, refining certain of his men, women and children that are destined to receive salvation. And like it says in Hebrews, the 9th chapter, Yahushua died for the purpose of our minds being cleansed, basically. Right? For us not going back into the former works of the dead to please our flesh. And that process happens with chastisement, the Lord putting you through different experiences, different trials and tribulations. And he says, look, you're going through similar chastisements and tribulations that I went through. Great. If you endure, there's a seat at my table. So the Lord right now is doing these things in order to purify our minds, to purge those dead works from our conscience. And then there's going to be an actual true salvation, right? Going through the fire. You're going through the actual fire, meaning when those missiles are dropped, yeah, the elect are going to receive salvation.
Yeah, this is Judges 16 and 13, just for truth's sake. And Delilah said unto Samson, Shemashwan, hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me whether thou mightest be bound. He said unto her, thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web. Now in Ezekiel, I said Ezekiel where it says locks, it says parai, which means to like weave. Now here, this is ma chalapa, and it says braid plait. It says lock, but you know you can't use lock in the definition of lock. So it says braid in the plait. And the plait is a braid. It can be taken out. The hair is still alive. Let's go back to read that in. Read verse 9 again.
Come.
About 1/3.
Zechariah chapter 13, verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh Baal Shem Yahushua is my power.
And that's the key. When you read it says that in the front there, you can go to Psalms 91 and 14. We always love to get it. We're going to keep getting it. The Lord's going to deliver us because we called on his name and we're doing what he told us to do. That's why there's a clause in the scriptures where Yahushua said, many are going to say, Lord, Lord. He's going to say, I never knew you. You didn't do the will of my Father. You took breaks. Jake had questions in the wintertime. Your ass is inside in the heat. You know what I'm saying? I found out the truth in the wintertime, bro, on freaking New Year's. It was cold as shit. You know what I'm saying? Brothers find out the truth, and of course, in all different seasons. But hey, you know, this is what the Lord is looking at. Were you at the Sabbath service? Were you at the High Holy Day? Were you at least trying to keep it on your own? Were you prioritizing the truth outside of your prioritizing the truth first and then your life next? That's what's important. The Lord looks at these little things. Are you trying to be charitable and give the little bit that you may have, or the amount that you, whatever the selected amount the Lord has given you, with all your might and not grudgingly, not looking for anything back? You know, the Lord accepts that stuff. But ultimately, He wants to hear that sacrifice. He wants to hear you call on His name, man. And He wants to hear you say it to other people. He don't want to see you sit down with a non-believer and say Christ the whole damn time. Black this and black that. Yeah, the black Jew. What's this guy? Captain Cesaria, you know? He was saying Yahweh Shai a lot not too long ago. Now it's Christ and Christ that. He's adapting to what everyone else is doing. You know, and saying. That's what IUIC does. Alizé is an aftermath now. You know? Afterthought. He's gonna get caught in the aftermath. Go ahead, man.
The book of Psalms, the book of Psalms chapter 91, verse 14. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name.
Right, so in order to get exalted or have some form of honor, you have to honor the name first. You know? Names are very important. Can you get that scripture about a good name? Say Ecclesiastes 7. The Lord has it. He said he chose his name. This is the only name. It's the key. But the thing is, people are looking at it like, well, that's just Joshua. You know? People will see know somebody named Jesus or Jesus. They're like, damn, why'd your parents name me that? Isn't that a little? Who do you think you are? Who do they think they are? Naming you Jesus. Maybe you see a guy named Joshua, nobody says anything. When Yahweh Shai, if you were to say his name today, the people will call him Joshua. They'll say, oh, that's just Joshua. Everybody's got that name. No, do you know his lineage? You know what I'm saying? Do you know what he goes back to David, the royal line. He's speaking and doing things, performing miracles. You know what I'm saying? Making people probably had deficiencies, and he was regenerating their cells, like the Flash and these other superheroes. Wolverine, you know. I was watching this. Is the Super 8? No, Heroes. You know, you see that show Heroes, with the different powers they have on there. Yahweh Shai had all that. And our people, they witnessed that. That's why they deserve the most gruesome judgments, man.
That series came out in 2008.
Yeah, Mama's Time.
When it first came out to Canada.
No, yeah.
Same season.
Heroes. Yeah. It's a good show. Everybody's interconnected. Go ahead, bro.
Come. Psalms chapter 91, verse 15. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him.
Right, and we're not gonna be saying Jesus Christ. The average person around here, that means they have access to your ancient holy name that was beaten out of you. You gotta remember, this name was destroyed out of us. Gad was still saying Yahweh, something in relation to the Great Spirit. It was a certain, what do they call it? The accent, you know? The accent, the way they had was in a different accent. So they still had it to some degree. So what did Esau say? Let's set up concentration camps, boarding schools, and make them pick their names off the board. Beat the shit out of them if they try to say anything different. Take them hundreds of miles away from their family, you know? And it's not like they had easy ways to get back, like they're gonna figure out how to get back, you know? That's fucked up, man. You Edomites, you gotta pay for that, man. That's another reason why this land gotta get destroyed. Like you were just saying, bro. All the bananas and the farmland in Guatemala, Esau owns all that stuff. Chiquita, the lady on there with the yellow and blue, that's the Edomite company.
Stole the land.
You know? They stole all that land. Yeah. Go back to the Caucasus Mountains and get some bananas growing. You know what I'm saying? Put your face on there. You got our face on there.
He's on a deep.
Yeah, put a hook nose on it.
Yeah.
Well, they don't want everybody to know who they are. They don't want everybody to know these are Horonite bananas.
Hook nose and thin lips.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Brent? What's up, champ? All right. Go ahead.
Psalm chapter 91, verse 15. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him.
So that's the whole idea. As a man of the Lord, your spirit has to be in tune with the requirements of prophecy. As a servant, you're supposed to look towards the Lord, to honor his instructions. So when the Lord says call upon him, it means you have to call upon him. There's no other way around it, because you, as a man of the Lord, you have to understand the basics of building a proper foundation. Because calling upon the Lord, how you say it means you have a respect, meaning to look up to or to look at, because looking upon the Lord reminds you of what you aspire to be. You're looking for salvation. You're looking for a standard at which you want to be. So by you calling upon the Lord, it means that you're submitting yourself to a higher authority. You're submitting yourself to someone that can save you, that has authority over your salvation. The maker of your whole being. He's the foundation of your whole existence. So once you have that concept, that idea of why you exist, you're supposed to submit yourself to him. Just like, Yahweh Shai controls the elements. So what does that mean? You are an element of the Lord Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, so you have to submit to his order, his instruction. That's what it is, all about order. The servant has to follow the orders of the master. The master has certain orders, certain instructions of how you have to run his plantation. The brother's talking about Chiquita. Yahweh Shai has his own Chiquita plantation. So, we're basically laborers on Yahweh Shai's plantation. So whatever he requires of us, how he wants his plants to be, sold and all that stuff, we have to do that so we can get the best results. So that's why you have to call upon him. You're not just calling upon him for salvation, you're calling upon him for instructions. That's why we pray. Look at my Shach Yahweh Shai. What's the advice? How do I get through this situation? This brother's going through some tough time. How do you want us to handle it? That's why we have counsel. That's all it is. Advice on the plantation so that the plantation can get the best results.
Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 13. Thou shalt fear the Lord Yahweh thy power, and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. Oh, come on. So yeah, basically that word swear, it means to adjure, like the Ra'ash Menashe was saying. So if you swear by that name, you acknowledge that that's where the power, that's where the instruction, and that's basically who you testifying of. So like the Ra'ash was saying, we testify of our Savior Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. So that name meaning he saves, he delivers, that's the only way we can be saved. We can't be saved by trying to get money here, trying to start businesses, trying to get some land from Esau, because like the Shah was going into earlier, all right, Trump basically want Northern Kingdom to come and basically be plowmen, which, working the land but not owning any of it. They don't even get citizenship. So if they decide to just put ICE on them again, they really, at that point, have no illusion of rights. But so the salvation is in the name.
And that's what we struggle with every single day, man. Because when you see your people suffering and catching all types of hell, it brings your spirit down. It sends you into bouts of depression. Basically, you're powerless. You can't do nothing. You see armed gangs roaming the streets, going from house to house, busting down doors with explosives. You can't call on the government to file a lawsuit to get the best results, because we're basically limited in our capacity to come against Esau. That's why I call upon the Lord Hamashiach Yahweh Shai to give us the courage to endure the pain until it's time for him to take down the enemy. Because you can't go toe to toe with Esau with all his weaponry. That's why you have to honor Mashiach Yahushua, because he already made clear to us that our weapons of warfare are not carnal. You cannot defeat Esau with guns and bombs and technology. You need the spirit that created him and us, to fix the situation. That's the reason why we got to have faith in the Lord Mashiach Yahushua. And it's painful, but we have to endure. It's about going through that straight gate. We all have to be judged one way or another by going through that situation so that we're able to excel at the last end.
The book of Acts chapter 4, verse 10. Be it known unto you all and to all the people of Israel that by the name of Yahushua HaMashiach of Nazareth.
Read up some. Actually, start verse 5.
Acts chapter 4, verse 5. And it came to pass on the morrow.
Now that I think about it, because don't they got arrested and then went out and
That's the 5.
okay.
Paul's teacher told me.
Oh, okay. You can start reading.
Come. Acts chapter 4, verse 5. And it came to pass on the morrow that their rulers and elders and scribes and Ananias the high priest and Caiaphas and John and Alexander and as many as were of the kindred of the high priest were gathered together at Jerusalem. And when they had set him in the midst, they asked, by what power or by what name have ye done this? Then Peter, filled with the Holy Spirit, said unto them, ye rulers of the people and elders of Israel.
Yeah, because they thought it was someone outside of Yahweh. How are you doing this magic? You're healing somebody. You're an Israelite. What's going on? Go ahead.
Verse 9. If we this day be examined on the good deed done to the impotent man, by what means he is made whole, be it known unto you all and to all the people of Israel that by the name of Yahushua HaMashiach of Nazareth, whom ye crucified, whom Yahweh raised from the dead, even by him doth this man stand here before you whole. This is the stone which was set at naught of you builders, which has become the head of the corner.
Yeah, they keep just like Johanna again. All these hashtags, pay your tithes. He's the only man who's been commissioned to gather the tribes together. It didn't even say under Yahushua. It just said he's the only man. That's a wild claim, bro. You can get Zephaniah 2 and 1. Hold that on deck too. Keep going, huh? Call out where you read.
Come. Acts chapter 4, verse 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
Right, so we understand that his name is not Jesus. It's not Yeshua. It's not Yehoshua. Because the letter J didn't come around to the 1500s.
Right.
So how could his name be Jesus if the letter J wasn't even in our alphabet yet? Right? Now you're calling on this name in dire situations. You want to have the right name. You don't want something that maybe just got made up a couple hundred years ago. You want to call on an ancient name because it carries a different vibration. Now, can you read Ecclesiastes 7?
Yeah.
It carries it, and we know the name of the Heavenly Father, who people ignorantly call Yahweh. His name is Yahweh. All right? This is in the ancient Hebrew. This is how you would say it, the English pronunciation of it, Yahweh. The only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, his name is Yahushua. If you were to say his name today, people would call him Joshua or Yehoshua. But his name is Yahushua or Hosea. They would try to say his name is Hosea, which that's just the second half of his name. Because Hosea means salvation. Yahushua means he saves. Jesus doesn't mean save. It doesn't mean anything.
Perfect.
When you look it up in Hebrew, it says save. It says Yeshua or Yahshua. It'll say Yahshua, but you're Yahushua. That's incorrect though. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth.
One more time.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth.
Yeah, so see, it's better than precious ointment, And don't you know, if you get let's say you know how much a gallon of oud would cost? the bark, just the tree bark of oud, you know? Or let's say you took some saffron and you made an oil out of it, fragrance. You know how much that would cost to get a gallon of that? A good name is better than that. It'll have people fearing you generations on and on and on. You see that all the time in like the show Game of Thrones. Vikings, you know, they drop a name and like, oh snap, you know?
The house of this,
The house of that, yep, from the house of this. That's why when a lot of our people were rejoicing when Yahweh Shah was born, because they understood the lineage, all the men that he came from, going all the way back to King David. You know?
Call him the horn that being raised up in the house of God.
Yep, salvation. Yep. Go ahead, You got a question, bro?
I'm not you got like a
YouTube channel, yeah. GMS, all one word, GMS Truth Sent. You can write it down or type it in for him.
GMS Truth Sent 18.
Yeah, and give him some of the other channels too. We got a couple different channels where you can learn from.
You can take a picture of this.
We won't charge you. You don't need to donate to our channels or anything. It's all free.
Take a picture of that right there.
It's all free. Give them a remnant. Give them the elders and apostles. The daily edification. There's a page called Daily Edification, Daily Exhortation. That's a great page.
What is the 666 mark?
Yeah, what is the 666 mark? Even the old videos, Elders in Transit 3. That's a good page. The Apostle Street Ministry. Just take pictures of all of that, you know. Let's read these scriptures. Go ahead, Frank. You don't read this one. No, 2.
The book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 6. Seek not to be judged, being not able to take away iniquity, lest at any time thou fear the person of the mighty, and lay a stumbling block in the way of thy uprightness. And that was basically what
Thank you.
saying about, your honor.
You're welcome.
With the whole
Oh,
thing
yeah.
about, he's the one to gather all of Israel together, but not Yahweh Shah. But everybody that wants the preeminence, they don't have the power to take away sins.
Right.
We'd still be here. We don't have a kingdom if we get up under your honor, and even our apostles say we can't save you. You see, so we all gotta follow Yahweh Shah and understand that that's who actually is set up to do what he's gonna do.
And like that dude, Yah Judah, he going around messing with people.
Y'all do that?
Yeah, Yah Judah. He walks around with like roster colors. He be messing with people. He on TikTok going live and stuff like that. Yah Judah. You got the following on the rosters.
Oh, the nigga with the girls?
Yeah, the Kushite.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. Bring that shit to us. Yeah, mobile stomp.
Yeah. The book of Zephaniah, that's a you're in the thumbnail. Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
Yeah, it didn't say anything about a man raising up his name to be Johanna. Overset Israelite, look for this man to come out of the northern part of Babylon. There's no prophecies about this guy.
Overweight man.
However, right, overweight with straight back. The prophecies point to Yahweh Shai, man. Right, and then
Crazy.
and then you got IUIC saying 12 tribes worldwide. But you're not doing it. You're not doing it. Where you gonna go next? You gotta go to Korea. What about the Israelites that fought in Vietnam? You gotta go to Vietnam. IUIC Vietnam. IUIC Bangkok.
They're right here.
Where's IUIC? I think there's IUIC in Hawaii now. Yeah, I think there's an IUIC Hawaii. They go back a few years.
Their IG pages are insane. The shit you see on there is ridiculous.
Well, they're worldly. What do we expect? Party and bullshit. That's like the song said.
Yeah. Zephaniah chapter 2:1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Right, that's us. We're the nation not desired. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, especially starting with us. Esau Edom doesn't want what we got going on or what we believe to get spread anywhere. And then you got the lesser Israelites, These other nations never desired us. That's why they always try to put enchantments on us. And there's that story with Balaam and Barak, know, surely there's no enchantment that gets on people. Because these other nations, if they could, they would have their gods destroy us. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead,
Verse 2, before the decree bring forth, before the day passes the child.
Yeah, let's talk about destruction. The decree of what? The prophecy. The prophecies of our captivity being overturned. See, with our overturning of our captivity is a great destruction upon our enemies and those that are still clinging to the captivity. See, Yahweh created, isn't that crazy? He created Israelites that want to stay in slavery. He whooped your ass and now you want to stay in slavery. But we see that even in the wilderness. Jake walking in circles talking about, can we at least find our way back to Egypt?
So destroyed.
Imagine seeing the same geography for 40 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know Israel was talking big shit. That's why none of them old heads went to the land. It was the newborns that went in. They got circumcised, man. Because all them years was going by. Get Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, bro. Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians.
You already know they was disrespecting the Sabbath. They said, look, it's the year 35. We're going to do this. We partying again. You know, we're going to do what we want to again. The Lord still ain't put us in our land. You know? Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 1.
Yeah, Israelites looking like Shaka Atmos. You know?
You got the doo-doo lock on the
Yeah,
front.
doo-doo lock. A whole clan of Jakes with a doo-doo lock. Go ahead, bro.
1 Corinthians chapter
No, I
10,
think he cut it. Or maybe he trimmed it.
verse 1.
Go ahead,
Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea.
Yeah, that's talking about in Egypt. We got the deliverance. Talking about the actual sea that we went through, and then the cloud that was protected for it, the Yahweh Shai guiding us out. Go ahead. The same cloud that you see in Revelation, that we saw in Revelation 14, instead of white cloud or white horse, that led us out of the old Mount Zion, man, the double straits, ancient Egypt. Go ahead,
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them. That rock was Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
But Jake is so stubborn. Remember, the Lord gave strict commandments to not take too much because of it rot. You know, and then they would say they woke up and had worms and had mildew and everything. So Jake still wasn't listening. You know what I'm saying? And the food came from the fourth dimension. Imagine some food show up from the fourth dimension now, and you understand, and the Lashwan is coming to you in your head through your feet and saying, "Eat this food." You understand it. You gonna scream, Khan. That's as loud as you'll ever scream, Khan. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. You know? Shit. Glowing, you know? Go ahead, bro. I'm just envisioning that, like back then. And then seeing Jake like, what is Jake doing? You still got food, you fucking idiot? You gonna get us all smoked. That's why he was gonna get a headache dealing with Jake.
That's why Yahweh Shai talk about the daily.
Yes, the daily bread.
Because our people were, how you say, when we're not ready for that long journey, you know, instead of them, you know, praying for things to be swift and quick, they were thinking the journey was going to be too long, so they kept on, you know, showing their lack of faith by taking more and more and more. So that's what happens, man. When you think the journey is going to be too long, you just keep on gathering and gathering and gathering. That's how to jack them up.
Yep.
It basically symbolizes the 40 years in the wilderness. You know, they weren't satisfied with that faith as a mustard seed. You know? So that's why we're here today.
Right. Go ahead, Aki.
Proverbs chapter 30, verse 7. 2 things have I required of thee, deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies, give me neither poverty nor riches.
Yeah, when you say this is in the form of a prayer, isn't this not a prayer that he's asking? It doesn't have to say it's a prayer. He's communicating to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's considered a petition or a request, saying, I beseech thee. You know, so what is he asking? Read it again.
Proverbs chapter 30, verse 7, 2 things have I required of thee, deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies, give me neither poverty nor riches.
Yeah, that's basically saying get rid of a lot of my friends, my closest relatives. You know, because a lot of them are going to be contrary to the truth that we understand the whole truth. So by default, you're saying, hey, isolate in the spirit. Go ahead.
Feed me with food convenient for me,
Yep.
lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai?
Yeah, you even hear it in sermons growing up. The Lord gives you what you need, not what you want. You know, that's what he's asking. Give me what I need. You know, every now and again, yeah, you ask for things that you want, but ultimately, after you put in that request, the Lord's gonna give you what you need. Because a lot of times He don't give you what you want because He's protecting you from what's about to be said next. Go ahead.
Unless I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain.
Right, you see that, and people will say, well, oh, you said the Lord's name. You swore you're not supposed to say the Lord's name in vain. If you get poor enough, you'll curse out the Lord. That's you using His name in vain. Or if you get too rich, then you'll act like IUIC. I mean Nate, you know, and Alizé. Look what the lust of his flesh led him to, man. Yeah, and all the pleasures that he's wicked pleasures that he's indulged in. You know what I'm saying? Because he got too rich, making 6 figures. The trip was a full-time job for him. He's not doing regular jobs out here. You know what I'm saying? Congregational, bro. Elder Apostle Har got a regular job. Elder Apostle Gabar, all the elder apostles, we all got regular jobs, man. We're not at home sitting on our asses, just collecting Israelite checks. Yeah, super chats and all this other crap.
Somebody's gotta go fucking after camp, man.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Go ahead, dog.
Come on. Proverbs chapter 30,
We don't want that.
verse 8. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain.
Right, because now these guys are like, I got it all on my own. They got business counseling, you know what I'm saying? You want to know how to make money, know how to make an Israelite rap song, how to go viral, the TikTok University. You know what I'm saying? These guys went to those, they go through the university, you know what I'm saying? Pretty sure some of them are going to start getting them YouTube plaques if they haven't already got them.
Interesting thing is that the name of Yahweh Shai is profitable.
Yeah.
Very profitable. So when our people capitalize on it, they either use it for righteousness or for righteousness. So by them using it in the wrong context, you know, they become a victim of their own greed. The name of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai was not made for vanity. It was made for eternal life, salvation, you know, seeking after things that can boost your spirit and get you out of that ditch rather than make the ditch bigger and you burying yourself. You know, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai is about resurrection. You know, you have to resurrect your spirit out of that low estate. And that's the only way our people can get salvation. There is no so-called financial salvation that can get you to eternity, you know, eternal life. So that's why you got to hope on the Lord Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, because He is that resurrection that we're looking forward to. You know, because our people, they've limited their expectation to this world rather than expect things in the world to come.
The book of Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. Okay, so yeah, basically like the Ra'ash was saying, the name of Yahweh Shai, it wasn't meant for vanity, it was made for healing and eternal life. So when He returns, He's going to beam up the elect of the nation of Israel all right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the healing is going to be us being removed from these carnal fleshly bodies that's prone to death, sin, and ultimately captivity under the heathen. So once we get into those chariots, we're going to have the same immortal bodies as our Lord, and we're going to come down and set up the kingdom of heaven, like the Ra'ach was saying, on earth as it is in heaven. You see? Want more now?
No, let's go to let's get some of these scriptures.
Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Get Revelation 6.
Nah, I'll grab it.
I'll have this brother get it. Revelation 6 and 15.
Ecclesiastes 8 and 11.
We're going to get that death sentence, man. We're going to get that sentence. Go ahead,
Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Yeah.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Yeah, our people, they don't understand there's a sentence set for them, you know? Because I said we're going to get that sentence, not in the sense that we're going to get sentenced. I'm talking about we're going to explain it to you. We're going to get where it is in the scriptures. Yeah, people think these Mach 5 missiles and stuff, that they're not going to touch this place. You know? Because once they enter the atmosphere, there's no stopping those hypersonic missiles, man. They move too fast. All right? The U.S. is not going to have enough fighter jets over here to defend that, or defense systems. All right? Shooting off from different areas and these remote areas to defend missiles. If all the countries on Earth that have nuclear capabilities with warheads exhaust their missiles on America, you can't stop that. Look what Iran just did to Israel, the state of Israel. They just sent them a quick barrage. You know what I'm saying? You think of a fighter hitting a speed bag. You know what I'm saying? Over and over and over again. Who's supposed to block all that? You know what I'm saying? Who the hell gonna block all those? Eventually, one's gonna get through.
Ain't no 52 blocks for that, man.
No.
Ain't know about the 52 blocks.
Right.
Nah.
Go ahead,
Read it again.
Yeah, read it again.
Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, it says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Right, so we don't get too upset why people move the way they move. You're fully set. The Lord has warped your mind to move a certain way. So we're not begging and constraining you to understand this truth. That's why we don't get down with the podcast spirit. We know they're set in their ways. Their podcasts are set up to garner attention. Now, some people claim to bring about truth, like Candace Owens. She doesn't really care. I believe in God. I'm a Christian, you know. But your scriptures condemn America. She loves this place. When asked, she did an interview with? Was it Tucker? No. And they asked her, "Do you believe there's anybody out there that you would vote for? Anybody left?" And she said there was one person, some senator in Kentucky or some shit, that she thinks that could turn it around. That he's not telling. Oh, because remember she did an interview about the Yiddle Diddles. It was with who was it with? It wasn't Tucker Carlson. It was somebody else. It was a good ass interview, yo. We was just talking about it 2 weeks ago, bro. Fuck. But it shows you that from our language. We need new bodies, man. Our minds, our memories. There's so much going on.
Some lion man.
She did a series of interviews.
Like that one you're talking about, there was like 3 other individuals on there, right? Her and then like
No, she was sitting on a couch with somebody. Because she just did an interview with Russell Brand. That nigga's wild as hell. You know Russell Brand, that actor? Yeah, when she was interviewing Russell Brand, she also brought out the fact that she loves America. As much as the good points and stuff she brings out, she doesn't bring out the point that the who she believes in has to destroy America in order for America to be okay. Meaning no more America. No more Babylon.
Yeah, that's what we pray for every day, man.
Yeah, man.
Because
something else to happen.
Yeah, because when we wake up in the morning, you're like, God damn, I hate my life. You know, then you say, you know what, I hate this world. I hate being in this captivity. But then you still remember that you still got to do the work under these bad circumstances for your spirit. You know? So that's the reason why you have to stay spiritual. You don't want to have that vibration of Candace Owens, always thinking about democracy is the answer, thinking about having a protest and filing lawsuits. is going to make a huge difference. All that is about the downfall of Babylon, and Babylon has to fall. You know, you have to expect that to happen. You can't ignore that certain things have to happen in prophecy for America to fall. And that's what we're looking forward to. That's what we pray for, man. Because the Lord has to get rid of the old world. You know, Candace always represents the old world. Those folks that believe in democracy. They believe in we the people.
You the slaves.
You know, I mean, it's sad, you know, it's very annoying, but then you have to endure. You have to see democracy fall apart. You have to let, you know, it's like Yahushua says that authoritarianism has to have its way.
Alex, Stephen A. Smith.
He's a coon.
Yeah, and he asked her, he was like, because I love America. Let me ask you, Candace, do you think anyone's left? You think anyone else is not compromised to these people in this land that you speak so nastily about? And she was like, well, yeah, there's a senator in Kentucky that I think he doesn't take any donations. He doesn't take any lobbying from Jewish people. And I'm like, that nigga's gonna get killed. You know what I'm saying?
She put him out there.
And she said, and Stephen A. Smith was like, damn. He was like, and I think highly of you. Like, as far as in reference to speaking about politicians, he said, he's like, I'm almost scared. He's like, because there's a lot of politicians. Do you think there's only one left? So that means there's no hope. And you're right, there isn't. We got to get the basics. Psalms 49:11.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing long-standing here. She thinks there's going to be generations of Owens to go on after her. You know what I'm saying?
Like she carried the seed.
Lamentations 4 and 8.
She's going to be with gray hair, still doing podcasting, fighting for the best America she can.
She's gonna be like a great sage.
Sitting down and say, prove me wrong all day. You know what I'm saying? She did that too. She sits down with all the people and tries to prove them wrong. You know, they debate back and forth. That's what Tazariak's doing, basically. You know? Go ahead, Art.
Psalm chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, in their dwelling places to all generations.
Right. So Yahweh kingdom said his is going to dwell forever. So that means they think theirs is going to dwell alongside his. No, he's going to take down all powers. The saints are going to take the kingdom. We're going to have an eternal empire, man. These other nations are not going to think about going to war. Why would they want to? The earth is resyncing with the sons of God again, aligning with the actual powers again. That's not going to be disrupted. That flow of righteousness is going to be non-stop everywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah, so we fighting for that.
That's right.
America's surely to be on its way out.
That's right.
They're creating quadrants where they want to keep 15-minute cities. It's on the books. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much more do they have to tell you in your face? Look, you are a slave. You have to get a certain ID to go somewhere. If you don't, we're coming for you. Oh, and they passed this federal law now where if your tents are below a certain amount, they can pull you over because it puts the authorities at risk. We'll see how that does on the state level, but it passed on the federal level. Because they're saying, okay, what's going on behind those tinted windows? Which plays into the whole bill that Trump rolled out where he said he's going to unleash the police force and they've been militarized, you know?
So like 35, you know?
35% is Maryland.
Yeah.
But what's that going to do for the people in the South? Ain't no fucking rules down South. I know, bro. Your windows can be black. In Florida, Atlanta, Alabama, going towards the South. Lemons, yes, bro. On the front, all four front windows. You know what I'm saying? On the windshield, the front windshield. In Florida, you can have it blacked out all the way around.
If I can say real quick too, even in states where it's technically not legal, you can still do it. Like for example, I live in VA. All tint is illegal in Virginia, but you can still have your shit blacked out because you can't get pulled over for it. It's a secondary offense. You have to really be speeding. You have to run a red light. You gotta have expired tags. Something serious.
You gotta have a tag outside Virginia.
Yeah.
They'll fuck with you. That's why I don't like Virginia, bro. I went to school there. Them niggas, man, fuck Virginia. Hey, Slovakia. Bro, Virginia's for haters. It's for racists. It's for lynchers. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I caught some of the worst hell in Virginia. Let me tell you, bro. I might have been a slave in Virginia in the past.
That's why I'm there. This time I'm
Hey, God, bro. Shit, man. Because I got pulled over, bro. They put that damn tint thing on my window. Gave me slap the ticket on, you know what I'm saying?
Give you the big roll of tickets.
Reckless driving tickets. Yeah, and then that was the year, that was around 2008, 2009, where they just changed the laws in Virginia for traffic violations, where now every ticket became double. So let's say you accidentally ran a stop sign, your ticket might have been $75, but what the laws changed to where now it's $250.
That's how it is too.
It's crazy out here.
It's ridiculous, man. Like you'll get a ticket for one thing, but it'll lead to something else, and it's a bigger fine to pay.
Yeah. Oh, and then the federal law with the tent. We'll see if it's real or not. What happens? They said if you can get put in jail for that. You pulled over and your tent's too dark, they can put you in jail for that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, we the real Jews. The people in Israel are the fake Jews. Death to the state of Israel.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
Zephaniah.
Yeah, gotta make sure Ishmael hears it. and they hit it like right on. Oh, fuck that was right. I forgot the disclaimer. Hashtag, yeah, that's a hashtag at the end. You got a CC Palestine on the end of that thing. Go ahead, bro.
Want to get Zephaniah or you want second Corinthians?
It's up to Pundit.
Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Right, because remember that it said a sentence against work is not executed speedily, therefore their hearts are fully set to do evil. And we keep reading in the sentence, you think people would be fearful. Like, damn, okay, everything I see in the movies, it is happening right now. AI, destruction, the build up of World War III, some hero trying to stop it from all happening. You know, the hero that's coming, he's not stopping. He's perpetuating it. The Lord is a man of war, you know? Go ahead, Al.
The book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 15.
No, read that again.
Oh, my bad.
Zephaniah 2:2, before the decree bring forth, before the day passes the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you. Before the day of the Lord's anger.
Yeah, the Lord is telling us to get this knowledge, man. Understand what the future is all about and how that ties into your salvation. Because our people, you still believe salvation is being baptized in some fluoride and chlorine water for calling on Jesus Christ. Going right back to praying over pork, shrimp, disrespecting the Sabbath, sleeping with another man's wife, stealing, calling in another power outside of your power, making mentions of other gods. You know what I'm saying? You're not baptized to the true baptism. Even Paul himself said, I came not to baptize, because then Jake would rely on that. Oh, I'm going to commit wickedness. I'm going to go jump in the damn Anacostia River. You know what I'm saying? And baptize. Because that's what GOCC and these other groups do, man. They'll fly whatever creek, watershed, you know what I'm saying?
Especially in America.
Bro, in Babylon. Bro, you know, it goes all the way down to this. As simple as this. You washing your face in the morning and calling on Yahweh Shema Shai, guess what? You just submerged yourself. You just baptized yourself. But that doesn't mean your works are perfect. People think you're saved. You haven't been saved yet. America's still standing. You're still in captivity. You still got property tax. Yeah, you still got work in the morning. You know what I'm saying? These heathen are still ruling over you. Just the other day, a fucking Kushite did it again. I went to the gas station, the nigga put my money on the table. I got my hand out. We put it on the table and sat right back down and started watching YouTube. It's like, man, I should flip this fucking... You know them jakes how they be crashing out in the stores? I crashed out in the back of my head, but I didn't do it actually. But I was like, you know what, man? The Chiquita plantation, bro. That's it. You going on the Chiquita plantation.
That's why I pray for every day, man.
Yeah, bro.
Stop constant love, you know.
Yeah, man.
Take you out.
I'm no longer putting claims on women. I'm putting claims on heathen, man. The women gonna come.
That's right.
You know? Yeah. All right. And what's that movie? If you build it, they will come. That movie about baseball and shit.
How high?
Well, that too, yeah. But there was another one, Man in the Outfield or some shit.
You know,
Field of Dreams, yeah. Go ahead.
Go
Yeah, go ahead, Al.
Yep. It
Well, that's
says,
spiritual. Listen for the name of that. Field of dreams, you know? The Lord said we can't even imagine what's being prepared. That's a field of dreams.
yeah, that's right. Build the dreams for us and fill the nightmares for them.
That's what we building, man.
That's right.
Go ahead, Doc.
Zephaniah 2 and 3. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment.
Right, so if somebody's not meek, we don't want you looking after us. We don't want you coming around. Don't give us the peace sign. It's like this Jake that pulled up in the Cherokee.
Oh, yeah.
Rolled down the window and gave us a thumbs up.
I thought he was flipping us off.
Like, nigga, that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? A thumbs up? You know what I'm saying? At least get out and give a precept. What's going on in the lesson? The scripture says the skillful man will hear the word and add unto it. Not nod his head and keep walking. You know what I'm saying? At least give a spiritual mic drop. You know, Jake is full of shit, man. We don't need cheerleaders. That's who's not gonna be pitied, man. It says women, old women, the little maids, the young children. Hey, cheerleaders. You know what I'm saying? People that just, hey, man. You know, the Lord is not calling for that. People will say, hey, you know what? I'll be back next week. Unlike that Jake a couple weeks ago. He said, go stand on that side. He said, I will. I'm gonna get my strip. I am. I'll be right there. You know, he has to take this route sometimes on a Saturday, and he sees it. His ass is on the other side, got a hood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Benjamin. He don't go south of Florida Ave no more on Saturday. Y'all scared.
I bring smoke him.
What's up,
At least that one dude came back and got some channels.
Oh yeah, the one guy came. Hey, I thought he was gone forever.
Yeah, I did too.
He came back and got loaded up.
I think he heard you when he said, see, that's what's wrong with our people. They don't care enough. And he's walking down there.
They were good.
Yeah.
We all got cursed out and threatened in the spirit too, man. Because there was something in us that was convicted. But that was one of the brothers' words the other week. Conviction, you know? You need to have a conviction to develop a healthy fear of Yahweh Shemiyah Shai and say, you know what, I gotta do my best. Michael Jackson, the niggas riding around on the motorcycles. Cartoon claymation niggas. Clones, man. That's what that looks like. Flying monkeys.
Yeah. It's a fucking two-stroke.
It's always, and it's niggas with rentals. You know they rented that shit.
Niggas in rentals.
Yeah, niggas went somewhere and rented it. DC rentals. Go ahead, man.
Zephaniah 3 and 3. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hidden in the day of the Lord's anger.
You see, there's a balance to that. Said all the meekness that is basically executed the judgment. In order to execute the Lord's judgment, you got to you got to be meek. But when you come off, you're not going to come off meek. To execute the Lord's judgments, you got to be bold and have confidence. Somebody sees that, they're gonna be like, hold on, this guy's prideful, he's got an ego, he's got his own agenda, there's no meekness about it. No, the meekness comes with just plainly speaking the words. That's it. You know? Did we read 6 and let's read Revelation 6.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne.
That's going to be the devil's last play, you know? That's going to be his last play. Everything that we've been building from the 40s and the 50s, everything that we've been developing and we've been planning to do, let's execute it. They've done drills. They dug that big ass tunnel that you can get to like Maine or something in a few hours. It's got Mack trucks can go through it and everything. You already know there's got to be side roads and all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where this devil has contingency plans to go high, but it's not going to work. Get Amos in that chapter. Read that again from the top.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, And every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains.
Yeah.
And said to the mountains and
Is
rocks,
what you call underground bunkers, or fallout shelters. People are going to go to places to hide from the nuclear destruction and the chaos that happens. Specifically the nuclear destruction, because that's what this is going into. Go ahead.
verse 16, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb.
All right, now hold that and make sure you hold Isaiah 28 and 15. We have made refuge our lies our refuge. Amos. 9, you can start at the top.
Book of Amos, chapter 9 and 1. I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the posts may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them. And I will slay the last of them with the sword. And he that fleeth of
Yeah,
them.
sir, the altar and slay, so a great sacrifice is being presented. It's about to happen. Go ahead.
It says, I will slay the last of them with the sword.
Yeah.
He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered.
Right, nobody's going to escape the nuclear destruction once it hits America. All of America will be destroyed by nuclear fire. Go ahead.
Though they dig into hell, then shall my hand take them.
Right, so that's how we know there's no such place as hell. When you die, you don't go someplace called hell and burn forever. Here in the scriptures in Amos 9, it says, though people try and dig into hell. If hell is a place you go for an afterlife, how can you dig into it? How can you get there? Hell just simply means the ground. So again, when these missiles get shot off, people are going to try and go into the ground. They're going to go and try and hide. That's why recently, was it last year, Rick Ross, he showed his investment that he made in this huge underground bunker. A couple years before that, like 2012, you had the Kardashians showing all this stuff in their pages and whatnot. You know what I mean? So all these people have these plans to try and escape the Lord's judgment. Go ahead.
It says, though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them.
Right, because they also have these naval bases. If they can set up oil rigs out in the middle of the ocean, you know good and well that they got bases out there underwater. They may have a whole structure underneath out there, Norfolk, that naval base. Who knows how far that goes down into the water? And that's the largest, if I'm not mistaken, Navy base on the East Coast, or in America, if I'm not mistaken. That naval base down there, the Virginia Beach, the 757, it's huge, bro. It's a whole city. It's nothing but soldiers that live down there, and military personnel. Go ahead,
Isaiah chapter 28, verse 14.
We'll wrap up right here.
Wherefore hear the word of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, ye scornful men that rule this people which is in Jerusalem, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement.
Right, death and hell, that goes back to the so-called white man. That's what he spreads. They've made agreements with him because he thinks he's going to escape. The so-called white man, Esau Edom, he thinks he's going to escape his destruction. Now you got a lot of our people, they're in league with him. They say, you know what, maybe if I just say what he wants me to say, I'll be all right. Maybe if I do what he wants me to do, I'll be okay. The Lord's saying, you making a covenant with death and with lies. Read it again from the top.
Come. Isaiah chapter 28, verse 14. Wherefore hear the word of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, ye scornful men that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement, when the overflowing scourge shall pass through.
Yeah, that's those troops, man. That's that military personnel. Instead of overflowing scourge. You know, a scourge is somebody who will hit you with a whip, man. They just scourge you. Punch you in your eye, that's a scourge. Steal away your living, that's a scourge. That's what this man is coming to do, to displace a lot of people. He wants to make all of America alligator Alcatraz, man. Go ahead.
When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge.
Yeah. you're gonna flee to whatever your form of the caves and the rocks are. You know Esau Edom ain't gonna let the average so-called Negro escape into a bunker with him. But they think they're gonna do the same thing. They think they're gonna take guns and weapons to be able to stop themselves and protect themselves from what's coming. That's not gonna happen. We gotta rely on Yahweh and Yahushua for miraculous things to happen, because that's what he promised, right? For miraculous things to happen for us. So we're not worried about the missiles and the race riots and the food prices going up. We're not worried about none of that shit. We know if the Lord wants, he can send food out of the fourth dimension, man, like he did for our ancestors. Go ahead.
For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves.
Right, under falsehood have we hid ourselves. Again, the militias, the Boogaloo boys, the Edomites, those are Edomites that believe that they're going to win back America. You know, them, don't tread on me. You know, the yellow license plate, be saying, don't tread on me. Yeah, the snake on it, the Patriot Edomites, they think they're going to make it. There's a lot of Israelites that believe in that. Hey, you had Northern Kingdom Hispanics singing they will vote for Trump. Remember that rally? They were singing, I will vote for Donald Trump. Now he's mass deporting you. You know what I'm saying? So who are you praying to? Who are you going to rely on when all hell breaks loose? Because right now, our people, they've made refuge their lives. But we're going to rely on what? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, which is the Most High name of the Son. Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, in the name of Yahushua, the only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit, the Rakah HaKodesh. All right, so we're going to Panya HaKodem and face the east and give all praises to
Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua B'Shem HaKodesh.
That's the name of the Most High, in the name of the Son, again, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our elders and apostles. They came back in the reincarnation, all right, because reincarnation is real, and they're known as Great Millstone. All right, the elders and apostles and bishops up in Connecticut and New York of Great Millstone. Shalom to you and to the household of faith. All right, the sincere brothers and sisters and children out there. May Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua bless and keep you safe, keep fasting and praying.